Well, that turned out a lot better than it usually does. Hope it looked okay in y'all's ends. I'm just seeing what I can see here. But that clip was a clip that I'd forgotten that I took with my Insta361 when I was downtown this past Sunday. I just set it on the roof of the car, put it on hyperlapse, and just really forgot about it. And then, because I was flying a new drone, I just threw it in the truck and forgot all about it till like 20 minutes ago. I said, yeah, wait a minute. I thought I took a hyperlapse down there. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I put that clip together in like 3 minutes on Filmora. So, Hot Rod, Crew Dragon 2, what is that? Did I miss something in the news, or is that something to do with NASA or whoever the hell is launching rockets out there these days? Oh, man, I got to do some of this light. Let me try this. Nope, that ain't going to work. Because now I can't see whenever somebody pops in on me like this.
Hey,
Rodney.
How's it going, Brian?
Okay. Yeah, that was SpaceX. I never heard anything about that. I'll be darned.
Yeah, I didn't know they were launching until Hot Rod in Daytona posted his video. He caught it on using his what's that orange drone he had?
Evo?
The Evo, yeah. He caught it on using the Evo.
Very cool.
Oh, there he is right there. Hey, Hot Rod. Yeah, I did. I even made a comment.
Hey, Neil. How's it going,
Neil.
buddy? Evo 2 Pro. I'm still missing my Evo, man. It's killing me. Hey, Mike. Yeah, man, that's the one thing about the Evo that I really liked. I mean, it would get you, or at least allow you to take off in places where maybe you shouldn't, but it was okay to. This business with, for instance, the business with not being able to take off next to an empty football or baseball stadium is ridiculous, I think. But, that's just me. So let me welcome in Mike from Night Train, Hot Rod.
Hey, Night Train.
That's another thing I got to pull up immediately as soon as I start one of these live streams is my little cheat sheet of YouTube names versus real names. And let me see, is he even on there?
So I didn't know you lived in a log cabin.
I do right now. Say, Hot Rod, what's your first name? I need to make a file on you. I'm with the government.
He's only here to help. Well, let me guess. His name is Rodney.
Is what?
His name is Rodney.
Kind of maybe like yours.
Hot Rod in Daytona. Yeah. Yeah. His name is Rodney too.
Rodney 2. That's what I'll put down as Rodney 2. So H-I. Okay, I'm forgetting H-I. Yeah, H is after I. Let me do that. Because I know Hot Rod's always in the chats at some point or another. Oh man, now the show's gonna go into the shithole.
Well, oh boy.
I get that reaction a lot. It's really starting to bother me.
How's it going, Freddie?
I'm good. How are you, Rodney?
I'm doing all right, man.
Oh.
Living the dream.
Yeah. Nightmares are dreams too, Rodney.
That's what I'm living.
I always say I woke up breathing and it still pisses off my ex-wife.
Yeah, well, take her out.
Ron. We got Ron Lockwood out there.
I couldn't make her happy either.
Hey, Ron Lockwood. Hello, buddy.
So, did y'all see my intro? Probably not.
I didn't. I just sat down here about 4 minutes ago.
That's
I am
because you're early, Brian.
I know. Well, yeah, I am. That's true. I did say 3:45, but I impressed myself. Down there on the bottom, maybe. Well, I guess because I'm the host, y'all don't have it. The share, yeah, you do. The share button.
Yeah.
So it has two options: one for share screen and one for share video or share file. I never used that before until just now. That share file was, I mean, it was sharp. I mean, that I could tell it looked way better than a video, than a straight like a shot from someone's web channel.
Man, yeah, I didn't even realize that was there until just now.
Yeah, there's a share button. You click on it and it says share screen or video file.
Huh.
Now, what I'm curious about is where'd the video file go?
Oh, Freddie, he lost the video file.
Oh, here we go.
So was that awesome?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Now all I got to do is figure out how to stop it. Let's
You
do
know,
that.
the camera adds about 10 pounds on you there, Brian.
The funny thing about that video is that was from my Insta361 when I was out near downtown last Sunday. I just set it up on the roof of the car and just forgot about it. It took 45 minutes of hyperlapse, which turns into 45 seconds of hyperlapse. And I literally forgot all about it until about 20 minutes ago. And I said, let me see if I can do something with this. And I just threw it into Filmora and come out with that real quick. I thought it was kind of cool.
It was.
So that might be my opening thing from now on.
Oh,
I'm trying to, when I hit it twice, let me say, I hope I don't kill one of y'all. Okay, good. We got everybody. What in the heck is that? Google moderator team. Hot Rod Daytona. Message deleted by the Google moderator team. You know, I was in Geeks Vana's live stream yesterday and I missed it. I put in something and I have no clue. I was chatting quite a bit, so I don't remember what I wrote. But I was kind of off and on. I was real busy doing other things, and I'd leave it and come back. And then somebody, was it Blind Neil? Neil, was that you or somebody? No, it was El Schmighead. Told me, what did I say to get banned? And I said, what?
Sky's the limit.
I went back in there several times and made a few more comments, and that's when I heard somebody saying, what did you say? I don't know. I don't know. That was, and just now it happened to Hot Rod and Daytona, it looked like. Look, now there's the second one.
Yeah, he put in a link and.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's something in my settings about links. Automatically audio wave. No, it doesn't say anything about links. That's weird. Space Coast
launchers.
Okay, is that what you were trying to say, Rodney? I mean, okay, we got two Rodneys here. This is gonna get weird. I'll go with Hot Rod.
Yeah, call him. I was gonna say, just call him Hot Rod.
So it must be something in that text but the thing about it that gets me is Google moderator team. I didn't invite them to this party. What's up with that?
We never invite them.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. YouTube, Facebook, Google, they're all getting to be a pain.
Yeah.
I'm trying
I
to
agree with you.
I'm trying to be nice here, but it's hard.
I know. Well, I mean, there's real censorship going on out there.
Can you see that, Brian, or is it just too bright?
I can see a little. I can make out blonde and
Yes.
eyes.
That's that bartender, my favorite bartender of all time.
Kyra.
Yeah, it's Kyra.
Yeah, you need to maybe darken that picture because she's hot.
Let me see if I can do that.
They was attacking my stream last night bad. Oh, this must be something new then.
If we're getting censored, you know I'm not making it for very long. I'll be the first one to go. You know that.
Hey, Mike Night Train, because I can't keep track all the time who I send links out to. Did you get a link for this thing? Because you can come in if you did, bud. It's up to you.
So I
Yeah,
think
but
I'm going to have to try using this share video file thing.
Now everybody be on their best behavior. We got the professor, and this is the man I need to talk to like today.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Good to see you. My glasses were slipping a little bit on my face there, so
Good to see you too, man.
I had to push them up.
Hey, Mitch, how's it going?
Good, man. Good. How you doing, man? You lucky devil. I just happened to be in here. I got my studio all fired up. I'm in the middle of recording a build video, and sure enough, you go live. So I didn't have to actually do anything except push a button, and here I am.
Nice.
Yeah,
You know,
usually
isn't
I
it-
gotta.
Isn't it irritating whenever you're trying to get something done and you just say, well, let me go over to YouTube real quick and see if there's anything going on. And there's 2 or 3 people who are live. You go, oh, gee, I need to say something. Yeah, and you never get nothing done.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm all ready to. You got me at a good point. I got my box right here, and I use OBS to record these workshop type videos, which is great. I just do a screen recording, so I had the sound, and I had the mic all hooked up, ready to go. And what's that? Holy cow! Look at that.
That was my favorite bartender. Brian wanted me to make the picture a little clearer.
So let me ask you a question, Freddie. When I'm showing off this box over here, and you're holding that up.
I think
don't
I
imagine-
win.
I
Mitch,
don't imagine if I held a contest that says what brand name is the frame that anybody would even have a clue.
Mitch, I promise you, nobody knows what you were doing, what you were trying to show, because
But they
Fred-
know her name is Kyra.
Oh
and
yeah,
she
they know
probably-
that. Yeah,
And just by
Yeah,
what
which-
Mitch was saying, she has a box.
yeah. Which
We
is
got that.
why, guys, we're never going to become huge YouTube stars
Oh,
like those
no,
young
that ship has
girls are.
sailed.
You know? Yeah.
all right. Google's at it now, Freddie.
Oh no. I told you I wouldn't last long.
Man,
There he is. Oh man, we got the team here now.
What's Google doing? Oh my God.
hey, Carlos.
Ah, Carlos.
Oh,
What's up,
man.
Rodney? Fred, I didn't come to say hello to Brian at all. Actually, I saw Fred was in the house. I had missed him the last few weeks.
Yeah, I've been out of town.
I heard you've been going on dates and stuff, and some family
Yeah,
events as well.
yeah. I had to go to the fun state of Ohio.
Good for you, I guess. I don't
Because there wasn't enough snow here.
Just the other day, I got a picture from my brother Paul, and they got hammered with snow again.
The
I mean, it's
21st.
like,
That was 2 days ago.
yeah.
Sounds like fun.
That's crazy. I mean, it's crazy the way this weather.
Ugh.
Global warming.
I told them that we had 71 degrees, and a good friend of mine, she wrote, I want you to listen very carefully. Shut up.
Yeah.
And there's 71 degrees too.
People
She
from
didn't.
Florida
She didn't really.
tell the people
she-
from the north stuff like that right after we're suffering from the cold. You guys like to tell us how warm it is.
Oh yeah. Well,
Now
I'm
she
from
didn't.
Ohio.
She didn't really say shut up. You cleaned that up for us, didn't you?
No, she did say shut up, but we all know what she meant. Yes. Oh.
No. Before anybody can cut out and say, well, it's dinner time or I got to go, or my Aunt Lenny just walked in the door.
Aunt Lenny. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, it could be anything nowadays. Aunt Lenny could be an Aunt Lenny.
Let's just try to keep up.
It used to be Leona, but now it's Lenny. We got Jenna running for governor of California, so it's just anything can happen.
Who is running?
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn
Yeah, I
Jenner?
heard that. I can't. I mean, of all places to win, she'd probably win there.
I was going to say, who could say anything against her? Him. Whatever.
I would. It's not a her.
You, sir, do not live in California, and they
It's not
think
a her.
differently.
She's a he. Or he's a he. Anyway.
Okay. Oh, I thought that was something else. Okay. Oh, that's something else too. Wait a minute.
Too
now.
many jokes.
No. I just realized something. Mitch deleted his thing, but I want to go back.
No, I deleted. I spelled something wrong,
Yeah,
so
I know,
deleted the link.
But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, I'm going back on Hot Rod in Daytona's links, and I just realized, yeah, they're not deleting them from StreamYard. They're just deleting them from YouTube.
Well,
That's
the
bizarre.
StreamYard just echoes the ones that are in the YouTube chat.
They didn't
In the-
delete them in StreamYard,
In
though.
the community. Oh, they didn't. Well,
No.
once they're in StreamYard, maybe they stay in StreamYard. But I don't
Okay,
think
so
YouTube can delete
here's
those.
a quick question. This won't take long.
Okay.
Carlos, I got my XJT adapter. It's put in. The Tyrannus recognizes it. So this also came in the other day. I think I was playing with it the other night. So this should bind, right? There should
What is
not be
that all
any
about?
issues. Oh,
What
this
is
is
this?
the
What is it?
Oh, the tiny hawk. Okay.
So there
And-
should not be any issues now with that D8 crap.
Well, you have the multi-protocol module, correct?
Yeah.
What are you shaking your head for, Carlos? You gotta give me some of the backstory here, because
Okay.
I don't think he got the
remember.
multi. I think he just got the one that will give him access.
You mean okay? So the module you got will give you ACCST to plug into your access radio. Is that?
Yeah.
Have I got that right? Correct. Okay, then yes, it should bind.
Okay, because that was I turned one Tiny Hawk back because at one point I got it to work in beta flight. All the switches worked. It would just never bind. Nothing.
Well, how did you get the switches, the things in the sliders to move in beta flight? That won't happen unless it's oh, you had it on that radio. Okay, I get you. Well, I have never fooled with one of those modules, but I imagine when you go in the transmitter, the first thing you're going to do is go down to the bottom of the page where it says model setup. Okay? The first page you come to when you press model, it'll say model setup. Go all the way to the bottom of that page, and there's two little settings. One says internal module, one says external module. You want to
External.
set the internal module to off.
Oh,
You want to set the external module to, it'll probably give you a choice
it
of
told
modules.
me to turn it
but you-
on. Yeah, it did
Turn it
tell me
on,
to turn. Now what I
and
didn't do was
then-
turn the other one off.
Yeah, you should. Well, I mean, you could have them both running at the same time, but it's not going to. It won't hurt anything. Some people actually put two separate receivers in a model and have it hooked up for redundancy with two separate transmitters, but you don't want to do that. So you turn the internal off, turn the external on. Now, when you turn the external on, what choices did you get below it?
The same choices I do with the other one.
D8? Did you get the D8
Yeah,
choice?
I already
Okay.
put it in D8, so it won't be an issue.
Okay,
That's the
if
only
you
thing
haven't
I've
set to
updated.
D8 and external module selected, where the module, is there a light on the module that lights up when you
Yes.
set it to that model?
Yeah.
Now, okay, then you should be able to bind it with no issues.
Yep.
And you can, and if it's a Tiny Hawk 2, you can actually go into your CLI set it into the bind mode.
And that's
with
another
the
thing too.
command.
I am not going to try to bind this thing unless it's in beta flight.
Okay.
Hey,
I think
Howdy, gents.
Brian, only because I know it's very important to you. You have a new person in the house called Flight of the Mini saying
I've
hello.
seen him before. I just made him a
Well-
moderator.
Okay. Well, I'm just bringing that to your attention.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I appreciate that, Carlos. But yeah, I'm kind of pumped about that now because, like I said, that was the thing about this module. When I turned it on, all the options came up that I have with the access module, the internal. And in fact, it was more. I had that LR one that was supposed to come up and never did. D16 came up, of course, and D8. Of course, D8 is the only one I want right now because all I want to do is get that stupid thing in the air. I mean,
so. You should be able to bind. Shouldn't be any trouble.
Yeah, I see all these cool
He
videos
said,
that
hopefully.
Carlos has put up in Florida, and I'm just going, well, that dumbass New Yorker can do it. What the hell is my problem?
Where were you born, BMAC?
Brooklyn.
Ah. Back
I
at
was
you. Hey, Freddie, next time you see him in person, can you kick him in the butt with your foot sideways?
I kind of do it on a daily basis. You know,
Oh,
see
okay.
him like 4 times a day or 4 times a week. So
So then an extra one for me, please.
you
Thank
got it. You got just. I'll put a little more extra oomph in
If
it.
you can,
Hey, AZ Drone
if you
Dude.
can get
Hey,
footage
Brian.
or video, I would appreciate that.
Hey, Brian, isn't it
Yeah.
great to know you're loved?
I'm just feeling it, man. You know, it's just, I think I thought I was pissing myself, but I guess that's just a love one.
Oh,
The answer
Carlos,
to that is depends.
Carlos, I got your quad back together, and it's greatly improved. I didn't fly it, but I did turn it on and run the motors, and it's
cool.
almost. It might, you're never going to find one with absolutely nothing. But I think this. We'll see. I was going to go out and fly it, but it was blowing up a storm, so probably be tomorrow. But I think we got it nailed.
Cool.
Yeah, we got a storm coming on. We're going on right here right now. Sort of, it's kind of kicking up. Something else too, I'm noticing. Everybody's picture on YouTube is really clear. What the hell is up with that?
Well,
That's almost never that way.
it's hard to say. You have people with superior equipment.
We were in Jim's stream the other night, and depending on who it was and where they were, even Jim was having some issues. But weird.
Well, you're in the afternoon. Internet usage in the afternoon is, in general, is way lower than internet
That's
usage
true.
at night
I never thought of that.
when
That's
everybody and their brother is watching Netflix and Amazon Prime and YouTube and everything else. So,
Very true. Very true, Mitch. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
and it's possible that in these neighborhoods that have, cable modems that, are sharing the bandwidth among all the users, that when you get too many users, you start to get crappy deals. So the moral of that story is everybody quit their job. We'll do all our YouTube and internet business in the afternoon.
Spoke too soon. Blind Neil says I'm fuzzy. Well, I am drinking. So there's
You're
that.
not fuzzy on my end. I mean, you look pretty sharp here.
He looks better.
I did get a haircut. That should help.
I just meant the fuzzy part.
Oh. Prick.
So why don't you bind your quad now while you have nothing to do?
You know, I was hoping you weren't going to say that because if it doesn't work, I don't want to throw something and then disconnect the entire stream.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're lucky you plug in a USB thing and away goes your
Because now we're bringing up Beta Flight. I'm considering it. Let me think about this.
Isn't it a great time to have it while the professor's here?
Oh no!
I'm trying to
Don't
think
do
though.
this
I've
to
only
me.
got one
I got
sound
the after
I can
working
even
on
do
yours.
it.
I got the day off now, Carlos.
Oh, okay. I'll figure it out.
Hey, Carlos, you
Yes,
know
sir.
slavery has been abolished, right?
No, Mitch loves this stuff.
Here, hey Carlos, I'm gonna while you're here, Carlos, I'll and so I don't have to post it on YouTube and make it private. Maybe if it's all right with our host, I'll blast you a little bit of the first flight of your quad this morning.
Sure.
All right, let me
Got
find
6 of these 650s too, Carlos, like you mentioned.
You're gonna love it. You won't
Let me
regret it.
find it here. It
I got like
is-
13 or 14 batteries right now, like 450s, 650s, couple three.
Oh, that's great.
When I returned the other drone, I forgot to put in one of the batteries. Oops.
Mike says that Mitch is ready for a cigar. That's it.
yeah. Here we
By
go,
the way,
Carlos.
hey,
Let me,
Mitch,
yeah.
You know, on the thumbnails to one of my last couple streams ago when you were on there, you had that cigar in your mouth, and I kept looking at it and I said, man, there's something almost pornographic about that picture.
Oh,
Well, Freddie, maybe you don't have to worry now. I think Brian's jumping in on the let's get censored bandwagon.
and Brian
worth
wonders
pulling up.
why people want to kick him in the ass. I mean,
Brian,
I'm
make it so-
confused.
Make
All
it
right.
solo screen, Brian.
Make me kind of big screen, and I'll start this. And
Okay.
Carlos, this is the recording from your. Let me get myself out of the way here.
There he is.
Hey, Ron.
Hey,
This is now one of the things is the sun was low, and every time I went right into the sun, of course the ground kind of darkened a little bit, but not that bad.
Don't worry, I'm not going to be using any Da Vinci or Marco Polo.
Now this was the
Leonardo.
first flight of this thing, Carlos, and the prime example here was not to make beautiful video, but just to make
Right.
sure that it doesn't fall out of the sky and everything works. But it's pretty smooth, actually. I hope it's coming across YouTube as smooth, but there's
It's real smooth.
Yeah.
no. This is not a stabilized camera either. This is that Runcam hybrid.
I remember. I like it.
But it flies.
Looks as good as your DJI, if you ask me.
It does, of course it does. It's better. I recorded this in 2.7K, 60 frames a second.
All right. You can leave it there and experiment.
And I went out early this morning because I knew it was going to get windy, so there wasn't a soul in sight. There wasn't a soul in sight out there in the park. I even did a roll for you, but
Oh, a right turn.
I did a
right
couple of
turn.
right turns, yeah, and went around to a truck came barreling across the field there. Here comes a roll. Here it is.
Nice.
And
Nice.
well, it was just a roll, and I followed the truck out, and then I kind of went out to the other end of this field, and in the goggles I got no breakup whatsoever, just a lot of electrical noise.
What are
so
we
I think
using, the DJI or the FXT? Your
Oh,
goggles.
I'm using the DJI with the analog with the TBS Fusion module in it.
Gotcha.
But I took it over here out a little ways to the other end of the field, and there's a truck. See.
There's a truck on the grass.
Yeah, well, they're installing brand new sewer pipes all over this whole park.
Is it
And
fair to say that
they're
you could
just tearing it up? See that big stretch of dirt right across? That's where they dug it all up and made a
have
mess of
taken it further, though, right? If you
I
wanted
have. I did right now. I think this time I went out a little further, maybe.
Hey,
Probably.
This is
Oh,
I could have taken Carlos. I could have taken it 3 times as far. I was only at 500 milliwatts, not 800, and I never got the first little bit of static in the goggles. I just didn't want to take it far because it was a shakedown flight of the quad
Yeah,
itself.
yeah,
Make
yeah.
sure,
Making sure.
Hey,
everything
Mitch.
kept working. Yeah.
is this the park that you guys flew at the meetup?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I don't
It's a
remember
different-
seeing that building.
No,
Oh,
that park is so big that it's like going to different countries. This is an area in the park where I can actually park on the lot and just fly right out of the back.
Oh, cool.
And that's something else too I can say too. Y'all's trees are not that tall.
Y'all's.
Y'all.
You guys there in Florida, your trees aren't that big.
Hey, yo.
Okay, thank you. But I'll tell you what, you can make it small again because we're done. Oh, look at the skinny
Hey, Ron
kid.
Lockwood.
Ron Abel.
Hey, Ron,
Hey,
how
Mitch.
you doing, buddy?
The Hunter.
So there you go, Carlos, just for you.
Looks good. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for the use of your live stream.
But I did want to point this out here. If y'all can look at this, I don't know if you can see my mouse here. 1, 2, second row down from the right end. We got this thumbnail of Open Mic 18. There's Mitch down there in the lower left corner. got that stogie in his mouth, man. It looks like he's got some sort of diseased tongue, or it's like I said, it could be pornographic. I'm not sure.
Disease tongue.
You guys,
Get your mind out of the gutter.
I can feel the love. Well, I just stopped in. I'm going to head on out. I got to eat dinner. I just wanted to stop in and since I had
Really,
it
like,
all set up
after
and
that, look at
say
the
hello.
time.
No, I'm on this. Listen, guys, I'm on this. I don't want to get into it here, but I'm on this this keto one meal a day.
Ew.
One meal a day. It's all I eat now, and I eat between 5 and 6, and that's it. And
Yeah, and timing is everything from what I've heard.
no, it can go a half hour either way. But
Well,
I haven't
no,
eaten.
because
I
I've
haven't
heard
eaten
if
since.
if you wait too long, then the cravings become too much. And
No, actually, what happens,
blows
Brian,
shit
is if I wait too, I'm not even all that hungry right now. But if I wait too long, the hunger will go all away, and I probably won't even want to eat. So it's an amazing regimen, and I'm losing weight like crazy, and I've never felt better. So one of these
good.
days I'll talk about it. But I got to go try to figure out some way to cram about 1,700 calories and tons of salt into me. So. I got a half a rack of ribs going, and what else am I having?
That's a
And
good start.
and a slab of salmon and a whole bunch of
Oh,
vegetables.
man,
And,
good
this
stuff.
is going to be good. So
Let me say hello to Marcel.
we'll see you guys. Take care.
Take care.
Have a good one, Mitch.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Hey, Ron.
I need to jump off here too.
Okay, Rodney. Hey, it's good seeing you, man. I haven't seen you in a while, and I don't get up early enough on Saturdays and Sundays.
I haven't been doing the afternoon live streams. I used to try and do it at least one afternoon a week, but here lately I've just been really busy. So, and I saw you come on, and I thought, well, hey, I'll just jump on now.
I appreciate that, man. I do.
Anyway, hey, y'all take care, man.
Good seeing you, Rodney.
All right,
See you.
have a good one, everybody in the chat.
See you,
And,
Rodney.
Ron, I'm sorry for using your living room here like this. I know you're upstairs up there, but what's going on, Mayor Buddy?
Just getting back from the woods. I've been,
I remember
I
you
was-
saying Tuesday night you were doing
yeah, I was in Yellowstone. Matter of fact, I was on the Matt's live stream from Yellowstone, right at the end of the park, the north end. There's cell phone right there in a little town called Gardner, and I was showing bison and elk and stuff. But pretty exciting trip in there. Saw total 9 grizzly, about 300 elk, 8,000 bison, 18 different wolves.
Those are lost dogs, man. They're not wolves. I saw the video.
4 moose.
You know what gets me though, Ron, is I've been to Montana multiple times, been in the back country. I mean, not seen a soul for a week, and saw one grizzly out of like
Really?
3 or 4 trips.
Really?
Thankfully, only saw one grizzly. But I mean, it's just odd. And my brother, who lived up there at the time, said that was the first time he'd seen one that close himself, and he'd been out like 25, 30 times.
Really?
So it's just odd.
It's a matter of, even like in the park, it's about getting involved with the photography groups. There's a Wolf Foundation group, and I got to know some of these people, and some of them, well, a lot of them actually, they all know each other, and they carry a radio. There's one guy that owns the crystal or the frequency, so to speak, for this radio, and they all talk amongst each other. And you get to know some of the locals. I've been there enough times. Like my next trip, well, not my next trip, but probably, in September, I'm going back. It's actually a place outside of the park. It's about 15 miles outside of the park, going up to an area called Tom Minor Basin. And every person I've talked to about that to go in September, go to the end, go up by the windmill and sit on top of the basin. You will see more grizzly than you've ever seen in your life. They said at one point there were 18 of them down in this basin at one time. Yeah. So, yeah, it was good experience. A little bit sad too. A guy I met last year, one of the photographers, was killed last Thursday.
Yeah, that made the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey,
heard
Ron.
about that. I was thinking
Hey.
they said the guy's name, I think, and I said, all right, it's not Ron.
Yeah. He made it out this time.
Crazy.
Yeah, they actually sent Fish and Wildlife, park rangers, and a couple of biologists in where the incident happened. They went right into the area. Damn bear come out and charged them. They had to shoot it.
Whoa.
Yeah. Found out there was a carcass about 40, 50 yards away.
They were
And
trying to get his food. That's where he was going.
oh yeah, yeah. We had a real close encounter Sunday morning. Pretty scary. You know, it's all about timing. We pulled into this parking lot. Really not much, not like a dirt pull off. I don't know what would have happened if I would have been there 2-3 minutes sooner. It's still dark. Just, well, not quite dark, but pretty close. It was early. It was like 5:40 in the morning. Anyhow, just 50 yards from pulling in, and the lady in front of me slams on her brakes. I almost hit her, and then right in between her car and the front of my truck, probably a 600-700 pound grizzly ran right in between us, going like a bolt of lightning. And I'm like, what if I would have been there 2 or 3 minutes sooner, parked right there, you know, in the back, because I put all my camera gear in the back of the truck, you know, in the back seat. I would have been with my back exposed, you know, digging in, getting all my gear out. Who knows? You know, you never know.
Yeah, you don't know what goes through their minds. Well, should I run over this guy or eat him or stop or, hey,
Yeah.
just made you a moderator, Ron. It's been a while since you've been here, bud.
Yeah, dude, it's been a while since I've been on any, of your guys' shows.
I'm honored, man. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're on. I'm glad to be here because I've been doing nothing but working. I'm finally on vacation. Get some time off.
Hey,
Catch
Ron,
up on all you guys.
Ron, while you're getting your stuff ready, let's say in the truck, do you have a weapon near or on you?
I have bear spray on my waist and a pistol on my side, the other side.
The bear spray sounds more like Batman stuff. The pistol sounds more promising.
Yeah. Believe it or not, they
Yeah.
actually say bear spray is more deterrent. They have very sensitive noses. And I actually, every time I buy bear spray, I always test it and make sure it works. And
You take a snort?
kind of.
Oh,
Not by choice. I just tested it, and the wind took a little shift.
oh,
Yeah, it'll wake you up. That's nasty and powerful. It shot about 30 yards, or about 30 feet, rather. Yeah.
Like Drone Views Media's in here. Looks like he's having a reaction to one of the COVID vaccine. That's not good. I've heard a lot of that too, but Ron would know about that too.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
I get my
So-
second shot tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes with me.
I don't get mine till May 3rd, the second shot. What cracks me up is I got a emergency text from Harris County Public Health. I don't know if you got this one, Fred. They've had the football stadium here open up to COVID, whatever. And today they just put out, please come down. No wait. Everybody.
I saw that.
No waiting.
Yeah, they did the same thing in Cleveland starting Tuesday. Their big,
Be right back.
huge auditorium wherever they're doing these shots. It's walk-in now. They can do 6,000 a day, and they only have like 2,400 appointments for next week. So they said, okay, walk on in, get your shot.
That's what they were doing here, was 6,000 a day. My wife was one of the first ones to get them. And I didn't put myself on the list because I figured, I'm younger than she is. So, but when my term came around, I put myself on the list, and it was a pretty good wait. And there was a couple misfires. I ended up going to one of the local drugstores here, and they gave it to me. First one anyway. I've got to get the second one in next week after next.
I found one right away. I got lucky. Found one right away at a high school. I was doing them, and not far from me, and did that about 3-4 weeks ago, and My second one due tomorrow at the same place. It was pretty easy for me. I got lucky.
Hey, Thomas Harris. No, I'm just waiting to get my vaccine Visa card stamped. So that I think in a year or two, they put something on your head or on your hand that shows you've been vaccinated and you're all good then. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting because I'm actually getting the shot tomorrow at like 3 p.m. and flying to Las Vegas at 6 a.m. Sunday morning. So it'll be interesting to see if I have any symptoms if they let me on the plane.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand this. I know
I've had-
people that have gotten the shot and they're still wearing masks. So
Well,
what's
that's
what-
and that's what kills me. You still got to wear a mask. I don't get it.
then why get the shot?
I think what the end game is here is to say, okay, we've got this under control now.
It's a Jedi mind trick.
Bullshit.
But when is that ever going to happen? Hey, Bob Casey.
If I ever meet you, Brian, I'm gonna take one of those masks and put it by my ass and cut one. You tell me if you smell anything afterwards.
I'm looking forward to that.
How effective that mask is, right?
In fact, I might fly home just to say, hey, and I'm going to find out where you live, and I'm going to help you do that there, buddy.
I'll let you know. I'll let you take footage. I've seen masks in people's laundry bags, and they look like phones because you don't know where the strap ends and begins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait till the day. I
Tell
can
us how you really
burn that
feel
thing
about
in
it,
my
Carlos.
backyard, man.
Well, it's like Thomas Harrell says, you can still be a carrier, but then again, we can all be carriers. It's just a matter of they're counting caseloads and how many people are symptomatic rather than asymptomatic. Who's in the hospital? How many's in the hospital? They want that number down. And I get it, but I mean, when is that ever going to happen? Is it ever going to happen?
Listen, there were 60 of us in Florida talking back and forth, maskless for a number of days. And to this day, I haven't heard anybody say, I got COVID.
Well, one person had a mask.
Oh, well, Curious George,
Are you kidding me? He showed up with a mask.
Wait. Not only did he show up with a mask, but he was in his vehicle with the mask on.
Yes.
With the windows.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, people who drive alone with a mask on, windows up, they
Yeah.
I don't trust them.
No,
They say that that keeps them from having the urge of licking the windows.
Hey, look, man. I don't like it any more than anybody else, but if I got to go into a store, I got to wear it. I'm not going to argue with you, but I get into the car, I'm not wearing it in my car.
as soon as I leave the store, it comes off.
I was going to say, as soon as I'm out of that store, I look like I've just come out of a really bad surgery. That thing gets ripped off.
After this past weekend, I have had it with masks. I don't know whether you heard what happened to me. I was almost arrested Friday for assault. Actually, I would have considered it self-defense, but might have had to fight that. On a reservation, Crow Nation. No, don't put me on big.
Okay, I'm doing that for legal
You had
purposes.
my undivided
You might as
attention.
well. We're all looking at you right now.
Yeah.
What
No,
I'm looking for is shifty eyes, any kind of movement that shouldn't be there. And
That's right.
We'll just
No.
lean in closer. How about that?
Yeah. Tell me what you guys would do. I mean, I've asked 20 guys already, and everyone told me they'd have the same reaction. Nancy and I stop at a convenience store. I need gas. So she goes, I need something to drink. Okay. So I get gas. She walks in. I didn't see it, but apparently it said mask required. They're real meticulous on the reservations. I know some of the local ones here, when COVID all first started, anybody that didn't belong there, like truck drivers and stuff, they were throwing rocks at them and shooting at them. And
whoa,
oh yeah. So I walk in, I look back in the far left corner, and she's back there by one of the coolers getting something to drink. And I look to the right, there's restroom. And I walk by the counter, and a rather large size, I mean, I'm a big dude, but this guy was big. Native comes up to me, says something, sounded like he was drunk. I don't know what the hell he said, but I ignored him. So I go into the bathroom. I'm the only one in there, at least so I thought. Walk up to the stall, and 2-3 seconds later, I feel a hand on my shoulder. That freaked me out.
Yeah, you
Yeah, a
don't
little
touch me
bit.
while. Yeah, hey man, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a code of brohood here in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you don't
Yeah.
touch me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Who it was the large Indian out at the counter, and he had a mask in his. And I turned around. My first reaction was to swing. I threw my arm back like this.
Something, yeah.
Can I understand
And-
one thing? You're in the process of relieving yourself, and he has his hand on your shoulder.
I just spun around and went right across his kneecaps.
Or I'm a pee on him, one or the other.
That's
you know
what I
what I mean?
meant. That's what I mean.
Seriously, that's exactly what happened, Ron.
I was actually just walking up and just starting to unzip, and that
Oh,
happened.
Okay.
And that just freaked me out. I come out of there.
By
Nancy
any
had.
chance, did you knock his arm like away and off as
Oh,
a reflex?
I did. Yeah, I swung. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I could almost see a smirk on his face, and he walked out. And I come back.
way.
I come flying back out of there, and I won't repeat, Brian, on your show what I said. But poor Nancy's standing there going, what's going on? she has no
He
clue.
didn't say anything?
That's
Or-
my next question.
Mm-mm.
He just, because you didn't have a mask on, he's going to walk up to you, put his hand on his shoulder.
He wanted me to turn around, and then in his other hand, as I turned around to swing, he had a mask in his other hand.
Oh, Christ.
There
Really?
are
You couldn't have waited till I come out?
either
Yeah,
that
bro. Like,
or said
know.
something rather than put his hand on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
no.
weird. That was weird.
I went absolute ballistic. I started screaming at him. The store manager came over. He mumbled something to her, and she said, "Sir," she said, we have a mask requirement in this facility." And I said, "Yeah, no problem." And I said, "You tell your faggot mother effing," I forget what I called him. I said to
Sock
keep his
tucking.
hands. Oh man.
yeah, I mean, look. There's like you even if you walk into a bathroom with a wall of stalls, there's like that one stall requirement, right? Like if there's 6 stalls on the wall and dude is in number 2, you're going to number 4, right? You're not going to go to
Exactly.
number 3, right?
Yeah.
There's a dude code there,
A
right?
dude code.
Yeah,
Bro code,
there's,
yeah.
if there's 6 stalls, if there's 6 urinals, I'm in number 1. You're not coming to number 2, dude.
No.
Like, yeah, all right.
No.
Let alone put your hand on, it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh.
that.
It's-
I'm surprised you didn't clock the guy, like because
I-
you're in a
I
vulnerable
think-
position right there. You know, I mean, you're kind of
I think more
So
out of
was the
more
guy
out of a
working
reflex.
there?
He
Yeah.
should have got an elbow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Out of a reflex, I could see an elbow hitting him
Yeah.
right there.
yeah, just reflex. I may clock somebody. Jeez.
Oh, I went up like this.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Was it? I guess living in the city enough. Is it my wallet neck? I didn't know what was happening. It scared me and freaked me out at the same time.
sure. If anything,
You
I'm
know.
gonna turn around and you're gonna get pissed on. I mean,
Okay, now Ron, you didn't
That
hear
would have
him
been
coming-
better.
You didn't hear him coming in, Ron?
No.
Shame on you.
Yeah. It was, one of those doors. I guess that. I don't know.
I hear you.
I don't know. I didn't hear him, but no, I
Okay,
didn't.
now here's my next question: was there a place that was non-reservation that you could have got gas, or you just needed it there and then?
Well, I figured, we were getting low, and I wanted to make one more stop, and our next stop was Gardner. Because I was trying to keep the tank filled up as much as possible, as far away from the national park as possible, because I thought actually gas was going to be twice as high at the park, around the park. Turns out it was cheaper than it is in Rapid City, where I live, which really shocked me. So
You put super in the bike.
in the bike, I do, yeah.
What is
We
it
were
like?
we were in the truck though.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah, we were in the pickup. Yeah. But so I'm just glad to hear that. All right, here's 4 more dudes. That I
Nah,
said
you
they
were
have-
right.
Bro,
You
bro.
were right.
The bad thing about I'm
Especially
standing
if
here
you're-
thinking,
I'd be more worried if you did something like this. I'm not done yet.
I wouldn't even care. I don't even care. If you didn't know there's a mask mandate or whatever, you walked into a place, you just forgot it, whatever. You can cuss me out or on the shop floor or whatever. Say, hey, bro, you need a mask. Oh, I'm, okay, sorry, whatever.
The thing with this,
you don't get me. No, man, not there.
He could have.
You could have waited.
If he would have waited outside the door, I would have been okay with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
Not even that, but if he said something instead of touching you.
Yeah.
right.
Hey,
Look, I
guys,
don't want my wife touching me when I'm taking, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be out in a minute, honey.
Yeah, really. It could
Right.
can't this wait.
Yeah, like, this is my time. It's like a minute and a half. I need my time right now.
Well, when you get older, it's going to be a lot longer than that. But go on.
Maybe, but still, maybe I'll need 2 minutes then. But I'll be out in a minute. Like, I'll put your damn mask on. But yeah, you can't. Oh my God, you're lucky. I'm surprised you didn't clock him. Because
Really.
probably,
Yeah.
I may have. I don't know. I would like to think I'd be like, bro, what's wrong with you? And you're going to get pissed on. But
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though, and I'm thinking because I was trying to empathize, and I'm thinking I would have backed.
Did you
away.
just say you try to really?
Yeah, I would have
You were a
empathized with him.
liar.
Here's why I would have empathized with him, Fred. You should know this. I would have backed away from him as fast as possible and drawn because I'm carrying
Oh,
99%
yeah.
of the friggin' time for stupid shit like that because you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know what people are up to.
no. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
that's, yeah.
And
Because you're, like I said, that's a vulnerable state you're in at that point. You got your business out, and you're thinking, okay, I got like 30 seconds to myself here, or whatever. Someone grabs you on the shoulder, yeah. If you're packing, that may be your first reaction to grab that.
Yep.
And that's what
Yep.
the other thing that worries me is all that I'm finding out that I'm pretty certain in South Dakota I know the laws, but I guess in other states it's different. I was always led to believe that if you go onto a reservation and you commit a crime, they physically can't arrest you. They can detain you, but it takes a federal agent to arrest you. And my question was, if indeed I would have assaulted him, another 3 miles down the road, we would have been off reservation property. But my question is, once I'm off the reservation, can anything be done?
That's a good question.
Because like in our local area, they come into Rapid City all the time and commit crimes, and they run right back to the res. Our local police can't do shit
Yep.
to them.
He put his hands on you, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that to me is, I don't know if you're just tapping me on the shoulder. You may be grabbing for my neck. I should be allowed to defend myself,
Yeah,
regardless of whether I've got a gun, I don't. You put
The
your
other
hands
thing-
on me.
The other thing coming to mind is that scene from Dumb and Dumber where Jim Carrey's in the stall and that guy busts in. There's that. And there's poor Ron down there cowering by the toilet.
From what I understood, I think you're supposed to fight back with equal force.
yeah,
And like knife with a knife, gun with a gun, bat with a bat. You can't.
yeah.
So if he doesn't necessarily strike you, then you find a pillow and hit him so you don't leave a mark. And
Well,
then
that's what I'm saying. If he didn't strike, in this case me, I wouldn't have swung at him, but I would have made sure to back him off or back away from him
no, I-
one way or another.
I'm here thinking that the fact that he touched you is already too close, because here in New York, I don't know, it's tough, but there's even a space rule. Like, unless you're on a subway car, you don't really want to be close to people, and not because
Right.
of the COVID
Yeah.
thing, just
Yeah,
because.
that's the other thing too, man. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Don't fucking touch me. I'm sorry. Don't touch me.
Yeah,
But that's the last thing. I just don't want to be that close to you. I don't do
Yeah.
parades. I don't do crowds because I don't want to be that close to people.
right. The only thing that worries me, and the only thing that has calmed me down over the last couple of years, is I have two professional licenses. One is my medical license, and the other one is my guide license. I get any kind of an assault
Yeah.
charge or anything like that that could hamper those, and I don't want to lose them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made me madder, because poor Nancy, she goes, "Sweetie, do you want anything?" And I'm like, "Fuck this place!" I'm screaming at the top of every person in the store is staring at me. And the names I called him, I
Hey.
told him I told him next time though. I said I'll rip your. And that's not me. That you guys know me long enough.
Sure.
That's not my typical demeanor. But
I tell
When
you
you do
what,
s-
if I ever hang out with you, I'm never going to the bathroom at the same time.
I hope I'm glad to hear that,
Just in
Carlos.
case.
I bet
Hey.
you Ron's a lot happier about
Hey.
that than you think.
You know, there's a one stall minimum, right?
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
I do like
If
Ron-
I'm
listen.
one small minimum and I look to the left or right, he'll tear my head off.
Hey
You
guys,
know, if
I
you
got
walk in, if you walk in, there's 6 stalls and someone's at 1, 3, and 5, then you don't have a choice. But
Yeah.
if I'm at 1
Actually,
and
I
there's
do. I
no
go
one in
to-
2,
I
3,
go to-
4, 5, or 6, bro, you need to go to like 6.
I
Like,
find
you know.
I find an empty bowl and I pee in a bowl.
Yeah, that and you don't
I don't
pick
want
up
to pee next to anybody if I don't have to.
that, and you don't pick up a conversation with anybody in there.
Yeah, no, yeah. I might crack a joke at a bar or something and say, "Hey, oh man, drink 1, piss 2." Hey, but
What's up,
but
man?
yeah, you don't sit there and conversate, man. Yeah, that's private time.
Listen, guys, I got some company, so I got to get rolling.
All right, Freddie. See you,
All right,
man.
Fred, thanks for coming in, bud.
Just really good conversation here, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good dude talk. Man. Good dude talk.
Don't
Why,
be afraid.
why don't you put her on camera for a second?
Yeah, but
Oh, I got a good Carlos joke today.
Uh-oh.
Like, matter of fact, when I heard it, I'm like, I got to tell Carlos this one. There's 3 tampons walking down the road, and they walk by. Which one says hi first? None of them. They're all stuck up bitches.
That's a keeper.
I like that.
I figured it's like, yeah, Carlos is gonna like this one. You come off with some doozies once in a while, but
Once in a while.
Yeah, this is definitely a video that gets deleted when you get monetized. Yeah.
yeah, probably.
I'll never
just-
have to worry about that. Don't worry about it.
Ah.
Hey, you know what I'm bothered by is this whole YouTube has everybody advertisements on everyone now, monetized or not.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I was
That's it.
chatting with Dan Mabry, droning veteran, yesterday on one of his videos. He said that it had hit, and it was a video of him flying a drone out to this couch that somebody dragged out into Salt Lake and just left there. And it's just a couch sitting in water. Pretty cool. But it's way out there too. You know, his son walked out to it. It had 750 or 60 views on it, and
Nice.
it's up there a good while. And he's only got, I don't know, 100 and something subscribers. But the point that he was asking was, what does it take to get views? I make a stupid 40-second pizza video and it gets 2,000 views. Yeah.
They say that what is it you put on there? Shorts.
Yeah. That's what I
That your
did.
video has to be vertical and like under 15 seconds or something.
I've had
Something like
heard anywhere from 30
Perfect
to
square,
50.
under a minute, usually about 15 to I don't know, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Night
seeing
trains
that a lot
happen.
lately.
If you go on your phone, I think there's a beta that you could just hit it
Oh, really?
short using your phone. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So they're encouraging vertical video now. God.
Yeah, they're trying to compete with
vertical
TikTok.
square shorts. Yep.
Hmm.
And if you ever monetize, Ron, you got to get your one. Do you have a 107 already?
I did,
I got a
and I
107.
let it run. Oh, what's Ron?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
We
BP Ron.
both do, right? You got a 10, you're 107, Ron. I'm 107, right? So.
Well, you said you let it go.
I let it go. Yeah. And I'm going to re-up it. I'll probably have to do the whole thing over as it's been too long. But
So much for that.
I've had
We
some
know I'm-
opportunity knock at my door recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was trying to get one of these rounds up on the upper level so we could kind of split to see who the hell's who.
Okay, so Ron, you have an SD card in the drone or wherever. You do your video and you sell the SD card. You don't need a 107 for that, do you?
No, because there's nothing on there that leads back to you.
So why do the 107? Just do the job and hand over the SD card, finished product. Sell it. What do you think, Brian? Or
I think
Ron?
you're onto
But
something there,
what if
Brian.
it wound up somewhere though? If
So
you
what?
do a
Who took the
shoot-
video?
It belongs to the person, and they did what they wanted with it.
That's right. Who took the video? There's no trace there.
But
Well, yeah, you're
even-
assuming there's no trace, but
No, but
if,
even
if,
if,
I,
let's
if
say-
I do like a real estate shoot and I go, here, you can have this card, and the real estate company uses it, now they're using it as in furtherance of a business.
for
And
them.
so now we're both probably, because I sold it to them and now they're using it to further their business.
Give them a card of a 107 certified pilot and say, we got it from this dude.
No. What would be the law you're breaking? Seriously, what would be the law that
And
Ron would be?
I keep hearing Ken Herron say in furtherance of a business.
Yeah, but it's not his business.
Doesn't matter. It's in furtherance of a business, right?
But it's not Ron's. It's in furtherance of the real estate's business.
So
This is
the
a good
real
point.
estate
Yeah.
company now is
But somebody would have to take responsibility of that,
right.
that
Now,
aerial
now the real
footage.
estate company is in violation because
Mhm.
they don't
And
have 107, if they're just using it.
So
Now,
you're
if I
saying
gave it to
Ron-
another 107 pilot and a pilot that works for the real estate company
Mhm.
claims it, I guess
that's-
you're going to get away with it. But
No, that's different. But
Mm.
so he legally can't just hand an SD card with video on it and say, "Here, you use it for whatever you want. This is what I want for my SD card with the video on it."
Okay, let's try it from this angle then.
Or selling. How about selling pictures? Forget the drone.
Let's try it from this angle.
Go ahead.
The realtor takes a camera, like an Osmo Pocket,
Mhm.
goes to the property, does all this ground stuff.
Mhm.
The SD card gives it to you. You shoot some aerial. You give it back to them. They pay you whatever.
Mhm.
You're out of there. It's all on them.
but it's the aerial photos or aerial video that the FAA is going to say this is in furtherance of a business. Who is your certified 107 pilot that
No,
was
they're
allowed
not.
to take? Yeah, they are. Oh yeah.
No, they're not. I guarantee you they're not, especially when it comes to real estate
If
business.
you,
No, they're
you
not.
if you use that in a real estate thing, now look, the chances of you get caught are slim and none. But
That's what I'm talking about. The
right,
chance.
it's the slim and none. But it's if the FAA happens to go surfing the web and they're looking for a home and whatever, and they go, oh, okay. Now where's the? It's the aerial shot. You can do anything you want with an Osmo Pilot. You can climb a tree and take all the up 30 feet in the air shots you want. But if you're cling to the tree, you don't need the 107. It's the aerial photography that
Ron,
they are going to come after.
Ron in the top row. If I go to the beach, let's say Jones Beach, New York, I take
Okay.
video of Jones Beach,
Mhm.
and for some reason somebody I know says, you know what, I could use this in a whatever,
Mhm.
and I say, all right, here, and I sell it to him.
Mm-hmm.
I need a 107 to sell it to him
Absolutely.
just because it was in the air.
If you can't monetize a YouTube video legally of your aerial photography.
Well, technically, that's not true anymore because otherwise, well, the only reason I say that, not true, but it's not totally
if it's
accurate.
monetized.
Not totally accurate because now, whether you're monetized or not,
Right,
YouTube is putting commercials on your YouTube videos.
right. That's
Yeah.
what I figured you guys were talking about. How YouTube, like my
Now,
channel,
that kind of
I
started.
monetize. I'm getting commercials on my channel now, and it's like so that technically is in furtherance of YouTube.
YouTube
No.
business.
Yeah, we're
Now
all
that-
in violation.
Didn't Ken Herron bring that up where YouTube is making money by putting advertisements
Yeah.
Mhm.
on
Not-
even though they're being put up by people who are not 107, but they are also not monetized. Yeah, I'm talking about if your channel is monetized, obviously
Right.
you have a business and if you're in furthering that business. And so, but yeah, the that is a good question. Is YouTube in
Right.
furthering their business using
De
someone
facto
else's?
monetized.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Well, here's the thing. It's, let's say I'm monetized. I put up a video. YouTube puts a
Mhm.
commercial on it that I
Mhm.
didn't ask for. You're saying I'm still responsible.
Because you agreed to have those commercials put on your
No,
channel.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't ask for it. Oh,
That's
just
right.
because,
Then you can't be monetized, right? If you're monetized, you're agreeing to allow them to put ads on your videos.
They already
You
do it.
can
whether
you can
like it or
always
not.
uncheck if you put up even if you're a monetized channel, you can go in and uncheck. Okay, I don't want this video monetized. You can uncheck it.
okay.
All right. You can say I don't want this video monetized, so therefore, you can put whatever you want on it, I guess.
Can you do
Now-
that? Because I'm not monetized. I don't have 1,000.
I've got another channel that used to be monetized.
But I
yeah,
mean-
so you can actually select the videos you want monetized.
But not on.
Yeah, but
When you
I'm
monetize.
not even eligible to be monetized. In other words, what I'm
Right.
saying,
So
I've
okay,
got
so
500 people, and YouTube runs commercials on it.
okay, so
I can
that's
stop
different.
them
That's
from
not
doing
you're
that?
not furthering your business. You're
Right, but
furthering
it's of business.
right. But YouTube, those aerial shots may be furthering YouTube business. So YouTube, in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer, but I would say YouTube is now in violation of the FAA's regulations. There.
No.
Not you.
If that was
I would say-
accurate, in my little opinion, I would think the FAA would be on YouTube's case a lot. Like,
You would think. You would
hope
think.
so,
But
yeah.
come on, you're talking about going to battle with Google. So
well,
You
that's
know.
why I don't think if Ron sold an SD card that they would go after him.
sure, and that's the other thing too. Do you want to risk it? The chances of you've got to be someone like what's his name, Mikey there in Philadelphia, who goes 3 miles out and goes, I got line of sight. Well, the FAA sees those and goes, you're full of crap.
Have you wait? Have you ever seen how big that man's eyes are? He probably does.
Look, I love Mikey. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on the guy at all. I love his videos. The dude's a hell of an entertainer. But when you have your stats on the screen and you have your telemetry on the screen and it says 13,000 feet and you go, oh, I got line of sight. You're just going, yeah, okay, whatever.
Well,
But-
okay. Wait a minute, though. Technically, he might have line of sight. He doesn't see it, but he has line of sight.
Right, 'cause,
Sure.
I can't see mine 100 feet away.
If I go down to the end of the
It's
road,
against the tree line,
Canada
I
is
can't
in
see
my
it.
line of sight. That doesn't mean I can see it, right? I'm standing on the shore of Lake Erie. I'm sure I'm looking at the skyline of Canada. I just can't see it.
Right.
I know Chris Pat out of Hell Racing mentioned about being turned in by a hater, but all this is kind of moot because in these businesses, be they real estate, roofing people, they're not really going to be on YouTube in the first place. They're going to be on their own little website. And he mentioned about haters. Well, who's really even going to see those? They'll say
That's a good
Ken
point.
Aaron did that stuff.
That's a good point. Ron, sell your stuff, make some money.
Yeah.
There you go.
All
What
right,
is
quick
the whole
question.
point of that 107 anyway? Like, I as an amateur can fly the same exact flight, and I'm not selling it for a nickel. And I could, but if I sell it, all of a sudden I got to take this crazy
You're a
test,
criminal.
and
are a
I don't see the reasoning behind that. I don't get it.
The connection. Yeah, I don't either.
Right.
It's
If there was a difference in the flight path or some kind of expertise or something, but I can fly the same next to the same bridge, next to the same power lines, whatever.
Right. And in fact, you could actually and arguably do more without it because you
Right.
can fly as a hobbyist at night without it. If you have it and you're going to fly commercially, you need to have a waiver, which you got to sign in for, blah, 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 all that other crap, and get a
Right.
nighttime waiver from them. But if you're just a hobbyist, you could stick a light on that thing and send it up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're not breaking any laws. So
I know I just don't see the.
it's a way
reason.
for the government to get money off you. It's-
There's no
it's all it is.
consistency.
I think it's really
It's like anything else. Just so they know if you're making money off their airspace, you're going to pay taxes on it. That's all that is. That's at the end of the day, it's so they can tax you.
Yeah.
Ron Lockwood,
yes.
do you have a zoom on your drone or drones?
Mm-mm.
Do you ever use it to find animals?
No, not
Yeah.
really.
It would scare them probably, right? The noise.
Actually, I've flown. I haven't gone out and searched for them. In some states, I believe you can use them if you're hunting and you have hit and wounded one
Oh,
to
to
go
find
find it, but you can't go out and go scouting with one. I think in some states, I just, whenever I go over there to hunt, I don't even bring it,
Gotcha.
you know, because they can come down pretty hard. I know, like in states like Alaska, if you fly into Alaska for a hunt, it's I think 24 hours before, once you land, you can't go physically hunting for 24 hours if you've flown into the state.
What's
Yeah.
the reason behind that one?
So
They
the
just-
bloodlust leaves you or something? What the hell is that all about?
They
yeah,
want you to spend some money at the hotel. That's what.
I don't know, but no, they feel, I don't know what the reason is. It's, when you flew in, did you potentially fly in over the area that you're going to hunt? I mean, there is those cases where you come into like a certain town and then you fly out on a bush plane out to your hunting site. But yeah, once you've flown and landed, you can't physically hunt for 24 hours.
It's something. I guess it gives the animal time to run if you scattered them out.
Mhm.
So it's just considered unethical.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I flew over those elk the other day. They didn't give a shit. They could care less. Of course, they're pretty tame though. They, right there in that area, it was outside of the park. That's why you don't believe how many people told me, said, Ron, how did you get permission to fly in the park?
You don't have to, yeah.
They didn't read the description of my video. I put, my Yellowstone video, I put all aerial footage is outside the boundaries of Yellowstone National Park. But
Technically, you can start outside and fly into it, right?
yeah, they say you can't. I don't think I ever really want to do that.
Just in case.
It's just that risk. Yeah.
Well, the Yellowstone Park itself is actually restricted airspace, right?
No.
No?
The Eastgate is. Well, no. Because it's 45 miles in.
I thought all
don't-
national parks were restricted.
Yeah,
What-
that's what I was under this assumption.
No, what I'm saying is if you're outside of the park.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's because
Um,
you take off outside the park, but if you actually fly over into the park, you're still flying in like restricted airspace. Part
No,
Yellowstone, right? For national.
No.
No?
The national, according to the FAA, if you take off outside the park, fly into the park, as long as you don't land in the park and fly back out, you're legal.
Really?
Now,
Yes.
that makes sense.
Here in Texas, you cannot fly into a state park. They changed that rule about 2 years ago, which really bummed me out. There's a place in Central Texas called Enchanted Rock. It's a state park. It's an 1,800 foot high lump of hard granite. And you can hike up this thing. And once you get up there, I mean, you got a view of all kinds of cool stuff. I had this idea one time, I'm going to take my drone up there and do a POI around me at the top of this thing. You can get 150 people up there. There's so much room. Well, then they changed the laws and you can't do that. So for shits, grins and giggles, I just went out there one day. This is a 4-hour drive from here. Me and my wife went out there and I droned from outside the park. The bad thing about it is that I'm not shooting anything. I'm not in it. So it's kind of like, but I went over to the top of the dome of granite and did a buzz around and came back out. That footage is still sitting on my hard drive somewhere because I've yet to figure out what to do with it. And I've yet to figure out if I'll get in trouble if I use it. But now I'm like, what the hell? Why not? I was outside the park. I've always
Right.
wondered about that too.
Yeah, that's kind of why I put that disclaimer. Yeah.
Yeah, so far in Ohio here, every state park I've been to, you're allowed to fly. They'll regulate where they want you to take off from, but you can fly in state parks here in Ohio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like I said, the one I live closest to, they do restrict where they want you to take off and land. But obviously, that once you're up in the air, airspace is airspace. But they do make those rules, but you can fly in state parks, as far as I know, here in Ohio.
I've done it here in three times. Always be in the off season, either after Labor Day or before Memorial Day, and people see me and they just didn't care. And I just figure the worst that's going to happen is someone's going to tell me to leave before they confiscate my drone or anything. A
That would
state
be my
trooper,
worry. That would be my worry about, we need to have your drone. We know you've got an SD card, blah, blah, blah. No, you're not going to take my drone.
You'll rip it from my
figured they
dead
just wanna
hand.
Get rid of you, you know.
Yeah.
That's when you ask him to step into the bathroom with you, Brian.
I'll just play the wheelchair card.
Step into the bathroom and touch my shoulder. You.
Yeah.
Let's step into the
I'll just
restroom
start
and discuss
acting all disabled and stuff. And, you know, get out of here.
And even you know, hey, a park ranger's not getting my drone. He can go jump in a lake. But even if a state police officer, you're not taking my drone. Yeah, at the very most, I would give him the SD card. You're not taking my drone. You'll rip it from my dead hand.
Have any of you guys had issues with law and flying drones ever?
Only good ones.
No.
Oh, okay.
I had the one run in, the park ranger that I ran into, and the guy that claimed he was FAA. But
Were you at a state park, Ron?
yeah.
This picture right here, I don't. Can y'all see my mouse when I do this? No.
No.
Okay. This is Enchanted Rock, and I can already tell you're not going to be able to see, but there's actually people up here at the top. This thing is huge. You have to get like a mile away. So my total distance on this flight was 2.5 miles, which was with my Mavic 2 Zoom, and it was freaking me out. But yeah, that's one of the reasons. Another reason why I don't want to show this is anybody with a half a brain would figure out I had no line of sight, or I had Mikey line of sight. Let's put it like that.
You're looking in the direction of your drone. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you were only a mile away, if you went a mile to that rock, I mean, that's the limit, right? That's the stated legal limit.
Well,
you can go a mile.
I was actually from the center point of that dome to where I was 2.5 miles.
Okay.
And I was just starting to get video breakup, and I'm going, okay, I think it's time to turn around now.
Hey, Brian, here's
Without telemetry and stuff, who's going to really? You'd have to have a mathematician.
That's true. You got a point there, Mike. That's a good point. Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about posting something like that.
Brian, here's a picture. I'm gonna try and have enlarged. One of my favorites I took in the park the other day, Mr. Moose.
That's cool.
That's a postcard. Come on. I think I heard what's his name. Matt gave you up on that.
I can't believe people are letting those animals out loose back there and just leaving them.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You wouldn't believe. Oh my God, this lady! I have no doubt she got one hell of a fine, and she's lucky she's living. Pulled over. I was getting ready to this day 2 of going into the wolf area. There's bison walking all over the national park, everywhere. This Oriental couple was across the street, and they decided to do the wife decided to do a selfie with this bison. And I've seen stupid people do this before, but not to this extent. She's standing there, and I'm getting my stuff out of the car, and I'm watching her. I'm like, oh, what an idiot. Then I see her hand her phone to her husband, and she walks. The bison is laying down. He's facing the other direction. She walks up behind him, grabs him by the horns, and turns his head.
Whoa.
And I'm like,
Wow.
oh my God. Like you. I mean, the thing jumped up. She's so lucky. And then I heard.
Wait a minute. She stood next to a bison and grabbed the horns.
Yeah. They're that stupid. Yeah. Some of these tourists. Yeah. Just so
like
happens.
Next to that,
bathroom.
it's huge.
She really lack of discipline. I tell you that much.
Well,
He's lucky she's to be alive.
I know. I turned around and there come the park ranger. Man, he comes skidding dirt. Come out. I'm sure he brought his fine book with him. That's a hell of a fine.
It's like the most charge would be for stupidity, and then whatever the bison charge is.
Right.
Sometimes you got to save people from themselves, man.
It's just amazes me how. And here's the other one, real quick. I was leaving Sunday morning, slowly working my way back out of the park, and we had to leave Sunday afternoon. But I'd stop every so often. I'm glassing with the binoculars, and I saw something under this tree, and I'm like, "What is that?" I looked, and it was a big good sized grizzly. He was laying under a tree. He was really hard to see. Well, when people see one or two people pulled over and got their cameras out or their binoculars or telescope out, everybody else starts to pull over. Hey, what do you see? What do you see? Well, I must have caused 20 people to stop, and we're all out with our stuff. Matter of fact, I met a really cool couple. They're from the UK. They were filming a commercial in the UK. But anyhow, standing there, and here's this picture real quick. That's on my Facebook, but it was probably 300-400 yards away. This couple pulls over, they get out and start walking out in front of us. And I'm like, hey, and the guy turns around and ignores me. And then I yelled again. I'm like, dude, grizzly right in front of you, sleeping under that tree. You don't want to go out there. He goes, oh, really? I mean, the average person would see 20 people stand on the road with binoculars and spotting scopes and cameras. You would think they must see something out there. Oh, so let's go walk in front of them and go out there and see what it is. I mean, obviously word didn't get to him that guy was killed the other day there.
No.
But
Well, that ain't gonna happen to me. Talking about drones and the police, I know Flight of the Mini mentioned something. Drone 863. I had a video that I did right after I started doing drones. It was with the Spark. I was in a local park, and one of the county cops was on an ATV, and he comes up to me, and he was just all kind of curious about it and taking pictures of it. Oh man, it's cool. I made a real short video. You'll see how bad I did not know how to fly a drone in this. Just like I said, this is almost 3 years ago. And the video just sat there, and it got a few views and that kind of thing. Well, they moved this cop just recently to a more of a higher crime area of the county, which, it's right outside my door. But he's been making one bust after another. And Harris County here is really interactive with the community, and they have a Facebook page and everything. And, I'm always giving them a thumbs up. Well, here comes AJ. He's making bust after bust. And the women start going, he's cute. And he's a good looking guy. He really is. So for shits and giggles, I said, you want a closer look? Here, look at this video. It's one that I took out 3 years ago. That video went from 47 views to like 600 in a week.
wow.
Thank you, officer.
Yeah, it's the same thing. That one. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen mine, where that's the one I'm talking about with the park ranger and the guy, the reefer addict that thinks he's an FAA agent. If you guys haven't seen this, it had 1,000 views for like 8 months, and then the last 4 months it went up to 60,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, it was like literally just went viral here the last 4 months for some reason, and it went from 1,000 views to 60,000 views. But yeah, it's the comments on that thing are hilarious, because this dude, that if you haven't seen this thing, this dude literally looks like Gilligan, and comes up to me and claims he's from the FAA and try to tell. And this is back when I first started flying a drone. This is like one of my first flights as a drone operator. I was a 107. I didn't know anything. I just kind of read up on the rules as much as I could. Went down and flew this, and yeah. So, but
how long ago was that?
It was last June, or no, it was almost 2 Junes ago, because I wasn't 107 yet. So not probably 2019, summer of 2019.
So the rules were coming into effect then.
Yeah, I mean, the rules are the rules, 400 feet, line of sight, and then he actually explains to me that, you can fly here in the state park, but we want you to take off in this area, and,
And that's like Justin Jones, 863, mentioned about going to a local station offering his services with the drone. And the same cop in that meeting asked the same thing. He more or less said, can you use this to surveil? And I said, well, I could, but I don't have a license. That's something that, I should get one of these days, which I have since got. But I didn't want to get tied down working for anybody at the time either. But from what I've heard, though, the county, has purchased like 7 drones. And I've yet to hear them buzzing over my house yet. I'm waiting for that. You probably can't get anybody to fly them.
Wow. You know, it was another interesting thing, Brian, that happened to me out in the park. We went to one of the thermal basins, you know, and all the, I don't know, God, what is it, sulfuric acid and all this stuff, that all stuff comes bubbling up out of there. And I was talking to one guy, just a tourist walking around. He had a pretty nice camera, and we picked up a minute or two chat. And he told me, he said, "Hey, I would be very careful." He goes, "Looks like you got a nice camera." He said, "Just take it from a man of experience." He said, "Keep your lens cap on, and if you can, keep your camera in your bag." He said he was in there and doing some close-ups of some of those thermal basins that, you know, the smoke and the mist was coming up, you know, and got onto his lens. It pitted the glass on his lens.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
Like
like,
a
wow.
sand hit it.
No, the God knows what, the sulfuric stuff that's in those thermal basins.
It'll eat through all kind of
So
good
it's not
metals.
just steam water coming off there. It's
Yeah, the steam. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm
Now,
surprised.
you know, on those boardwalks, Ron, you know, where you're going right over the hot water and stuff. Has anyone ever like fallen in there?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. There's people that have tried to go swimming in there. Oh, they've had at least every couple of years somebody does something stupid like
Wow.
that, and they like instantly disintegrate.
Jeez.
No way.
Oh yeah, yeah, they burn
I know
up.
it'll kill your lungs. You know, if you take it in your lungs, you're done.
Yeah, they're like dead on impact. They had a kid there, a teenager, just a year or two ago. Was with a bunch of his buddies and thought he was going to be funny and went to jump in there, dead instantly. They couldn't even find him.
Man,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like methyl bad shit. That stuff.
And there's not really even like necessarily railings, right? In some of the areas, there's
Yeah.
just a little like curb.
That's what I can't understand is it not effective on wood, because they have those wooden walkways, and what are the framework, you know, of that the
Nails.
walkways made out of?
I mean,
you know?
you're gonna have nails and bolts to hold the wood framing decking in place, so that's gonna go.
Yeah. So I don't know if they replace them every so. I don't know. But yeah, that stuff's nasty. Pretty in there. It's a beautiful view. Yeah.
I didn't know it was that bad though. Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Saves me a chance of being really stupid if I ever get up there.
Yeah.
Let me get
But you can
closer.
see someone just tripping and falling in too.
I don't know if there's ever. I'm sure there has been. You know, we went on a couple of the, and they said that it was in the Norris Basin, geysers, and we went in there, and the big sign that said trails are not maintained. So in other words,
Right.
there was still snow out there, and it got a little treacherous, you know, and there was a high potential to slip and fall, you know, and fall into one of them. Why they let you in there if they're not maintained, I don't know. But we did it anyhow.
Maybe they figured you know, there's really no way to keep you out, so they're just giving you a heads up warning.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's
anytime
fun.
you get into the backwoods like that, deep woods, as you know, Ron, more than the rest of us, you know, you could get washed away by a river or something. You know,
Oh
you're
yeah.
kind of on your own,
Yeah.
and it happens at the national parks, you know,
Yeah.
from time to time.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
guys,
some-
I gotta hop off here.
All right, Ron.
That's
Good
good.
to
Talk-
see you, man.
But it's good
Man, I'm
seeing
glad
you
you're
all
on.
again. I miss you guys, and try to hop in. And
Don't
more
be a
often if I
stranger,
can.
dude.
I know, man. I miss you.
Don't put your hand on anybody's
Come on a few
shoulder.
more times. Come on a few
Yeah.
more times, and I'll start wearing my Hawaiian shirts again.
All right.
Remember the dude code, Ron.
Yeah,
One-
absolutely,
one sta-
man.
One
Man,
stall in
one
between.
stall minimum, man. Take it easy.
Bye bye. That's funny. I was listening to your story earlier there, Ron. It's like, you know,
That was
just, you
freaky.
know,
Freaky.
just even, isn't just touching you an assault considered?
I believe it is.
You know,
Yeah.
and but you know that guy was obviously just you know, put his ear muscles on or something. You know, whatever
Yeah.
he was doing.
Yeah.
Ron, one thing I'm not clear on in that situation, was he from the reservation or no?
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah,
He was
that's probably
an employee, right?
where he got that attitude from.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They think, you're the white man. I'm sorry, but you're the white man, and, we'll do what we want. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of that on most reservations, I think,
Hmm. Yeah.
I know that here we have two Indian nations. There's Oneidas and Onondagas, and they kind of have agreements with either the state police or the local sheriffs. Well, the sheriffs can go on and arrest somebody, but they have to have permission and things like that. So they work pretty well with local authorities.
See, in South Dakota, they don't. So I guess every state is different. South Dakota, local police cannot come on the res.
Yeah.
The only federal agents. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I went onto the local res as a kid riding bikes with a friend, my brother and a friend of mine, and we were going to buy fireworks because they were selling fireworks back then, and a bunch of Indian kids chased us out throwing stuff at us, like on our bikes.
Mhm.
Just got, it's like literal cowboys and Indians type thing.
Yeah.
And of course, I had to suck
About
in
it,
his
right?
bike.
Hey, Mom,
I
I
do
played real cowboys and Indians today. With who?
Yeah.
Real Indians.
Right.
I knew a guy down in Gallup, New Mexico, where I trained for about 2-3 weeks for a job I had, and that's the Navajo are down there, and he was there on a 2-year contract. These federal agents, if they signed on to commit to 2 years, their prize at the end is they can pick anywhere in the nation they want to work, and they'll be reassigned. That was their prize for giving them 2 years on that reservation. Yeah, that'd be cool though. To go and work anywhere in the U.S. you want now. But
Right.
yeah, it's a different world there. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've never heard those problems, and they have reservations in Long Island.
Really.
Yeah, not that I visit. I have to ask Paul, but he used to get cigarettes and stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, where is this?
Riverhead, out in Riverhead, towards the Hamptons.
Really? I didn't know. Because I lived in Selden for a year. I didn't know they had a reservation out there.
No, the ones here on the East Coast, like say Long Island or here, out there where you are, Ron, they're probably gigantic compared to the ones here.
Oh yeah, they're miles and miles. Yeah, the
bigger
Pine
than
Ridge, and Rosebud are the two big ones. If you look at a map in South Dakota, look at the Rosebud one. That place is huge.
Yeah,
It's, we have mostly the Sioux tribe in South Dakota. I don't know who they have up here in North Dakota, but
yeah.
So
I'll see.
Ron, when
How
they
are
go,
those places financially?
How are they financially?
Yeah,
Absolutely terrible.
really.
They did a survey a few years ago. A gal I used to know worked at Pine Ridge, and how did they put it? The average age limit, in other words, their life expectancy, it was both male and female were in the 50s. I think it was something, it was under $10,000 a year, the highest income.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
My one good friend that I ride motorcycles with, he works for DirecTV, and he's down there all the time. And one of the things with DirecTV, they have a safety rule for their employees that if they come into a property that they just don't feel comfortable, because of the living conditions, that they are allowed to reject the job, when they get on site and leave. And he said every day
Right.
he's walking out of places, he said, you'll walk in there, it's like, how the heck do you live in here? The really sad part is 75% of the, not women, but females that are on the res are sexually abused or raped before the age of 18.
Yeah. Yeah, all those social ills kind of go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here, the two reses we have here, one of them about 30 years ago, the leadership there got a casino started, the Classic Story,
Mm-hmm.
and they're pretty prosperous there now. They a world-class golf course. Tiger Woods play there and stuff.
Wow.
And the other reservations are basically just selling cigarettes,
Mm-hmm.
and there's people with dirt floors in their houses.
Yeah.
The cars up on cinder blocks, the usual, typical stuff you see.
Yeah.
And, it's a matter of leadership.
Yeah.
When I worked at Rosebud for about a year, and the reason I left so quick, one, I hated it, but two, the company that hired me, the aeromedical company that hired me, kind of lied to me for the interview, and the job was not what it was going to be. But anyhow, in the about 8 months that I was there, it was some of the things we saw. One of the things was just within about a year and a half time period, they had dog packs on the res, and one of them attacked a small, I think it was 6-year-old, killed.
Mm-hmm.
Another lady was jogging and was attacked and suffered so much, neurovascular damage to her leg, they had to amputate her leg. So the cops went around and they put a memo out. Hey, we find a dog. It's not registered. It's not collared or leashed. We're shooting it. And they shot about 30 dogs about a week before I got there and started to work. And the tribal council found out about this. They said, you did that unauthorized. This will never happen again. Oh, yeah. It's stuff like that. They have their own ruling.
So they were good with people getting killed and mauled rather than having those dogs removed.
Mm-hmm. They do stupid things. They had to actually have a prison there, and many of them are let out on the weekends, come back in Monday morning.
Work release.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. These reservations all use U.S. dollars for money, for business, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they would encourage or be nice to the quote-unquote white man to bring in more money into their reservations.
Yeah. Well, back at the start of COVID, unless it was a necessity delivery, they were shooting at trucks. Anybody that didn't belong there, they believe, oh, you're bringing COVID onto our reservation, throwing rocks at them. Oh, yeah, it was a real bad situation. Back about last March, April. It was pretty bad.
Has there ever been any, and I don't know if you're allowed to, like sanctions? Like they have to get their product from somewhere. Who's doing business with them? Kind of like to starve them out.
Yeah.
If they're that, if they're that much of a nuisance.
Yeah, like I said, unless they knew it was a delivery for them, but sometimes the one roadway, went through the res, on the reservation property, not necessarily into the center of town. But yeah, if they were traveling anywhere through the reservation and just to get to somewhere else, because it was the shortest route, yeah, they were really harassing them, and yeah, it was crazy.
And the police don't do any follow-up? They don't do anything? They're limited? What's the deal?
Like I said, down there, the reservation police can only jurisdict the reservation. They can't come off of it. Well, it's like that guy that we had. I told you guys the story, the one that we had stabbed, and the girlfriend wanted to come along. We got a story that boyfriend, girlfriend walking down. Yeah, she was. They had said they were walking down the street and 5 guys jumped them. Well, I can believe that. We're halfway to Rapid City, 20,000 feet. My dispatcher calls me and says that the Rosebud police were looking for the girlfriend. They said, please tell, my dispatcher says, please tell me she's not on board. I said, oh, she is, because my supervisor let her. And she said, well, Rosebud police called us. They want her. She's bipolar. She probably still has the knife on her. I'm like, oh, isn't this wonderful? So luckily, my dispatcher, this is the part that bothers me. She knew enough to call the cops. We landed in Rapid City Airport. There was probably 25 cops sitting there waiting for her. They apprehend her. Now, it takes us about 20 minutes from the airport, because we went by fixed wing. We land at the airport, ambulance picks us up, 20 minutes over to the hospital. We're at the hospital half an hour, delivering the patient, cleaning up. And the FBO at the airport gives the pilot a free rental car because we buy fuel there. He says, here, go ahead and take the rental car, go get coffee, whatever. The pilot will come over to the hospital and pick us up. That keeps the ambulance from having to transport us back out. Well, while the pilot's backing into the ambulance bay to pick us up and our equipment, I turned around, looked in the waiting room. There's the girlfriend. It's like, wait a minute. An hour ago, you were in cuffs. But Rapid City Police called Rosebud, so we got your girl. He said, well, she's off the res now. We can't come get her. You can't keep her. The crime happened on the reservation. They had to let her go.
You can't keep her.
Oh my God.
No.
Something smells rotten in Denmark.
Because I went to the chief of police Monday morning. I said, what is up with this? And that's what he told me.
Yeah, you think somebody would figure out a way to fill in that gap?
Yep.
Somehow.
Now she goes back on the res. Now she's in hot water. But that's why she wanted on our plane so bad. Because she knew, technically it was attempted murder. This guy was stabbed 7 times. He was bleeding bad. I was lucky we got him there alive. Yeah. As long as she stays off, she's clear.
The thing about cases like that, when it comes to jurisdictions and who's responsible for what, it makes me remember, Carlos was saying, well, how can they get away with that? I'm thinking of Deerfield, Michigan, where the entire city council is all Muslim. They have Sharia law, and nobody says or does anything about it. They run their show. They don't allow anyone in there that is not Muslim.
Really?
They will have trade and whatnot. But, this sort of sounds like the same thing. There he is.
Steve Carpenter.
Sharia law is worse because those are American citizens getting away with it.
Yeah, but the whole point of it is when it comes to like these small like government entities that set themselves apart from the United States, there's a precedent there, and it's the reservations. They're their own nations. You go look at a map of Oklahoma. Most of that land is all reservation. Not most of it. Half of it is reservations. So there's a precedent.
Lloyd is now on a reservation. Lloyd Mendenhall. They took over that whole section that he lives in. It's all reservation now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Does he still pay taxes?
I don't know what's coming of it yet. All I know is it happened just a few months back.
Wow.
There was a lawsuit brought up and they won, and so Lloyd's back on his reservation.
So in theory, Lloyd's house isn't his house anymore. In theory.
Yeah. Exactly.
To make him a little teepee.
In our area, one of the more prosperous Indian tribe, they keep buying up land off the reservation, and then they kind of declare it. They get all the tax breaks and everything that they get on their own land. It's sort of a gray area where they'll buy a gas station complex or something like that, and they'll fix it up selling gas and not pay taxes on it, even though they're technically on U.S. land and not reservation land.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how they get away with it. They just do.
It's retribution.
Yeah, they got really good lawyers, and New York State's just screwed up.
I just have to throw this in there. This is what helps to make Lloyd grumpy. Just throwing that out there.
I didn't hear that, Brian. This is what helps Lloyd too.
It's what helps to make Lloyd grumpy. Yeah.
Got it.
I see Bob Casey in the chat there. Thomas Ariel's there.
Steve, what in the hell you been doing, man?
What's that?
What's this bucket list thing? You ain't dying on me, are you?
No. I posted the photo where you commented on it of going to Devil's Towers.
Oh yeah.
And Tomas put on there, and then after that, I said, "Yeah, that's kind of a bucket. I want to put that. That's on my bucket list of places to go and see." What I mean by bucket list of places I'm going to go see while I'm still alive, and I want to keep adding to that list. It's not an end list. I have a whole total different description of what a bucket list is. You keep adding to it as you find it.
I've cut mine off because I'm doing live streams, I'm flying drones, and I'm living downstairs from Ron Lockwood. Look at this place.
That is my dream home, though.
My wife
If Ron has any extra deer heads, he can store.
Yeah, we got to get you a couple deer heads there.
We need some Elvis in here, yeah.
cabin. My wife would love a cabin in the woods.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go cabin decor like that, you got to go all the way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you can't put like one Adirondack lamp in a room. You got to have the whole package, like the scenery behind you there, Brian. That's pretty cool.
I just don't want any dead animals coming out of my wall, though. That kind of.
And then you need a hanging antler chandelier hanging from the middle there over your dining room table.
I think that's kind of creepy. You got the eyes looking at you. I don't know. The ones I do like is they have ones where you can. They move their mouth and they talk. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, the ones that like a Cabela's.
Now that kind I wouldn't mind. Or the fish that dances and talks. They have one of those.
If you remember the one deer head I had.
Bass?
Yeah, kind of like that bass, talking bass. Well, my one who was at Elvis has the Rodney Bell hat on in my office there. If you look real close, it's a Rodney Bell hat.
You got one that talks.
Yeah. I'll have to get one of those. Friggin' on the live stream some night.
I did the motorcycle thing. I did jumping out of an airplane. I want to drive a race car. That's one of my bucket lists. A few times around the track, about 150, 160 miles an hour. Just
A lot of the tracks have those available.
yeah.
I know they do in Las Vegas. They have a couple of different racing academies over there that you pay a fee and you go through like a half an hour or something, basic thing, and then you run around on a track with a driver, and then they put you in the seat and
You're on your
have
own.
at it.
Then is your life complete, Carlos?
It would make it a little bit, not complete, but close.
Okay.
There's a few other bucket lists that involves concubines, but I can't get my wife.
So, Carlos, you parachuted?
I did a static one, which means you jump and
I know what it means.
I didn't want a guy pressed up on my back, getting excited, so that was not going to happen.
I'm going to say thanks to Uncle Sam. I got to experience that, and you can keep that. Yeah, I don't want to do that again.
Some dude strapped to your back, Brian?
No, nobody was strapped to my back except for that chute.
Oh,
Yeah, not that he wants to admit to.
No.
We had to go through that with all my stuff in Air Force and training, and the only thing we didn't do is we didn't actually jump. We went through the tower training and got that point done, and I had to go, because I was cockpit qualified, we had to go through ejection seat training.
Oh,
And that is something you would love for a bucket list. Let me tell you.
Into a pool? What do you eject into?
Ejection seat is on a tower and a ramp. You get in a regular fighter jet seat, you're put into it,
Yeah.
boom, up you go.
How much is it? Is it a lot of force?
Unbelievable.
I
Yeah.
could imagine, yeah.
You know what people pay at an amusement park for a ride like that?
oh yeah.
They have it the opposite. They had this ride that went up and just fell straight down. I remember because I put a penny in my hand and the penny went up in the air, and I was falling down. Like, holy cow! Free fall, I think it was called. Great Adventures.
Those
Yeah.
B-1 bombers that we have, I got a tour. My friend is still on the base there in Rapid City, or Ellsworth, but got an inside tour of one of those B-1 bombers. And there's somewhere down, there's one other base down near you, Brian. Rapid City and somewhere in Texas are the only two bases in the nation that house them. But and I got a tour, and the guy was telling me, he said, you can sit there, but whatever you do not touch that red cord. And even sitting on the ground static and shut down, you pull that cord, you're shooting up. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of what Hot Rod said and then what Steve said, but it's true because they say those people that get shot out of cannons, they actually shrink every time, like a little bit. I guess it compresses the vertebrae.
It's got to compress their spine.
Compression of the vertebrae. You're
Probably the
pushing
same
down
thing
on
with that ejection seat, I would think.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, if you did it multiple times.
Welcome, Lone Star UAV in.
Your torso shrinks, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, one thing for sure is it's all pneumatic on the ones on ground. They didn't have the shells, but it's an actual, like a cannon launch shell. It's a mortar round shell that's in that seat that fires you up, and then a rocket assists. So when that seat goes up, it kicks in and blows out, and it just goes right up. Because if it has to, it can go through the canopy. It's not supposed to, because you can get severely hurt depending on what aircraft you're flying in. When you go into the aircraft, depending on the aircraft, one of them you're pulling up on the handle, which arms the seat. The other one comes up on the handle, and that blows the canopy off. And then different aircraft that you're in have different configurations. Some of them you blow it by going above you, and then it depends on if you're wearing a chute, or if the chute is in the seat itself.
Yeah.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah. Shoot. We actually had to wait like 3 weeks in order to do it because where it was at is George Air Force Base. You know where that's at, up on the Victorville, right? Remember up there, Ron?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That's where it was at. And they had this, I don't know, it was like a 4-story high or 5-story high hangar that's in there, and the ejection seat's in there. Well, we're in there with our class, and we're waiting, and everybody's going in line and get up, and you get in the seat, go through it. All of a sudden, the seat goes through, broke through the stops, went right through the galvanized roof. It opened up like this with the guy in it, went up. And these are live armchairs. That thing went up, boom, the chute and everything opened up and deployed. This guy comes sitting down on the runway. You want to see somebody stark white as a ghost. And
Am I alive? Am I alive?
The imprint that he had, his fingers were dug into those composite seats. He's just sitting there, just as white as a ghost, not knowing what the hell happened.
Did you guys ever see the video of a guy getting sucked up into a jet engine while it was, sitting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he all right? The guy was all right.
He lived, yeah.
Yeah.
He lived after that.
See, the problem, though, Steve, with that is that's the whole thing. When I was in the service, we were trying to work with gravity. You were doing the exact opposite. Let's go fuck with some gravity the other way. Oh, crap. I just unmonetized or demonetized myself, didn't I? God darn it.
I probably helped that in the beginning when I told my bathroom story.
No, you held back on that one. I remember specifically.
All those
$. Just a quick drone question. Brian, I don't know, you're a drone channel, but we talked about everything else but tonight. But
I have pizza on my channel, dude. What's a drone? We do drones here?
Did you buy the Air 2S?
Oh, yes.
I bought it.
I've already got a video.
Oh, you got it too, Mike. You got it too, Mike.
I bought it and thinking it would be nice for portability for me, but I also have finger trouble. So 2 reasons. One, it was a little harder for me to get the battery out than it is for the Mavic 2 because it's just bigger. And also, from what I've seen, it doesn't work as well with the smart control as the Mavic 2. There's a little jitteriness in the picture or something. So I go with the smart controller all the way. So, and it's not that much smaller than the Mavic 2. So I just the camera's just as good, on the Mavic 2, and
Mike, you have the
5
Pro?
I don't need 5K.
Do you have the 2 Pro?
Yeah.
See, that's what I didn't have. I didn't have a one inch camera sensor, and that's what I wanted.
Oh, then
okay.
it's a no-brainer. Get the
Yeah.
thing.
Plus,
But,
there's a guy here in Houston. He's had a Mavic 2 Pro for several years, and he is a semi-professional photographer. And it just makes me sick to think I come almost close to his quality of like night shots here in town. Yeah, I'm gonna blow him out of the water here next month or two.
Semi-professional?
He has a real job.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He just does the
Yeah.
he just does the drone thing for a side thing. He's made a little name for himself. I've noticed.
Yeah. Brian,
I'm
you
just
doing?
curious how big they can make the sensors. Like, could a Mavic 3 or something possibly have an APS-C sensor in it?
The thing about it is, I'm sure there's going to be a Mavic 3. I just don't see them abandoning the line yet. But my whole thing is for getting this drone now is when the Mavic 3 comes out, it's going to be $2,000 or more, $2,000 or more. I haven't bought the Mavic 2 Pro just because it's that pricey. Once you throw in all the add-ons, it's what, $1,600. So you're going to throw in the everything else, and yeah, there goes $2,000. And I don't want to pay that much.
Yeah.
Brian, have you done another test checking your signal strength?
No, I've had shit weather here, and I'm dying to do it.
I've been seeing all your Facebook posts over there. They've been the quality of the photos are good, but I know you're frustrated because you want to get that true night shot out there.
Yeah, and see, the one time I was out there, it started to rain, and I'm just going, oh yeah, and it's if it wasn't raining, it was windy, so it's one thing after another. But
I saw a couple of your photos though, Brian, on Facebook. They look pretty good. I mean,
yeah,
especially if you didn't do any post-production or anything.
Well, I do though.
Oh, do you?
If you look at the latest video, at the very end, I show a photo of downtown Houston, and it's untouched, and I blend it right into one that I ran through Luminar 4, and that thing really pops. And that's what this guy that I'm talking about, he does that all the time. But they look really good, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But
You doing any more work with the 360, Brian?
Oh yeah, in fact, the opening intro to this live stream, the night that I was filming with the Air 2S, I put the Insta on top of my truck and let it go for 45 minutes. Did a hyperlapse, and I literally forgot about it until 20 minutes before this started.
Oh shoot!
Let me look at this. And I said, I can use this. And if you go back and look at the intro in this when it's done, and you'll see what I did with it. It's pretty good.
I haven't tried that yet, or a time lapse or anything on it yet.
And that was the first time I'd done it either, and it came out really good. The resolution was much higher than my Osmo Pocket, which I was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool. I didn't know it was going to be that good, but I had it in that 150-degree field of view range. I didn't have it 360.
Oh, okay.
I only wanted to look at what was in front of me, because what was behind me was kind of private property, and I didn't even want to go there.
Yeah, I can't wait. Sometime in the next, I'm thinking it's going to be a month. It's all going to be on my schedule, his schedule, and the perfect weather. But long story short, I was going to work a few weeks ago at my part-time job and saw some hot air balloonists in the southern part of the state, and I started chasing them around. Well, this may turn into something. I followed the guy around and made myself late for work, as a matter of fact. But I gave the guy
to the bathroom with the hand on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We'll have to tell you that story later, Steve. It was interesting. But anyhow, long story short, I gave a guy a business card. Said, hey, I was shooting some pictures of your balloon. I had him on Facebook a few weeks ago. He calls me. I sent him the pictures. Absolutely loved them. And he calls me like 2 days later. Said, I got a proposition for you. He said, stop, Carlos.
I knew that was that time.
This is the bathroom
You
story.
said proposition, and it was downhill from there.
Yeah.
Hey, I know this restroom. If you could meet me there.
Oh, jeez. But there's another
Second
lady.
word proposition. Huh?
Yeah, I knew that wrong word. She wants some photographs. I don't know how we're going to do it, but there's a big lake down there called Angostura Lake, and she wants pictures with reflection off the lake. So I'm going to go up in his balloon with him. Now, I priced out a balloon ride. It's $300, $400, $500. Well, then to top that off, the guy one of the guys that's his ground crew, he was handling the ropes when they come in for a landing. They throw ropes out, and a couple people, grab the ropes and they tie them down into the ground and stuff. Don't know that guy from Adam. He calls me the other day. He got his number off of this guy. He said, he goes, I got a little possibility for you if you're interested. He said, this is what I'm doing. He does a lot of advertisement for the Black Hills of South Dakota. And he said, I saw your work. Absolutely love it. He said, I'd love to meet with you. So next Thursday, he and I are going to meet for coffee, and he's going to tell me what this is all about. It may be something, it may not be something. Then yesterday, he calls me again and says, I have somebody else for you to talk to. I'm like, okay.
That's a third person now, right?
Yeah. And he says, this guy does some commercials. He saw my work. He said, he wants to talk to me. So I'm like, holy cow.
Ron, when they see your work, they're talking about YouTube, or do you have something else that you show them?
No, I just all I did was initially show them those pictures of those balloons.
Oh, that's the work they're going by?
And then I actually showed them my Yellowstone video, and I didn't think it was anything special. It's a nice little video I put together, but yeah, I've got 3 different people to work with here in the very near future. But one of the things, Brian, I'm going to take that 360 camera and tie it onto like a small piece of rope or string or something and drop it down below the balloon and get that 360 view, as we're going up through the air.
I actually ordered something from my Mavic 2 Zoom. I'm going to do the same thing. It's one of these things you can clip on the Zoom. You can drop stuff from it too, but I'm not going to drop anything. I just want to take that 360, put like a 3 or 4 foot line on it, and just kind of fly it around in certain areas that I got in mind. Let that 360 work its magic.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool too. And nothing real high either, because you don't want to go too high with a 360. Because when you get that bend, you're going to lose too much detail.
I have that mount on my Mavic 2 that goes on top. It's just a little piece of plastic, but it snaps onto the body. That was made by,
No, I know what you're talking about. The thing, I thought of going that route, but then I said, okay, I'm going to have the bottom of the drone in the shot too many times. I wanted to try to get away from that. I'd rather hang it upside down and then flip the video.
Yeah.
That way you're not going to get almost any of the drone in it, depending on how the wind's blowing, because it's going to be swinging.
Ryan, did you say you want to put a string on a 360?
More or less, probably be fishing line, actually be a little more reliable.
Have you ever seen when they rescue people on helicopters, these guys that go down and they bring the baskets up and they start spinning?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of see your 360 doing.
The thing about it is if a 360 spins, it won't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Really? Because, I mean, it took me the longest time to get my mind wrapped around that. But you can take that thing and do like this, and it does not change anything on the picture.
Really?
Nothing.
It's all in the manipulation in the software.
All manipulation in post-production.
Maybe you want to experiment and put it on a string and spin it and see what happens afterwards.
Good idea. There you go.
Yeah.
Find out what goes on. But anyway, I was going to say, not to pump sunshine up your butt, Mr. Ron Lockwood, but I've seen some of your videos. You do pretty good work.
I try. Well, thank you.
Actually, he does good stuff.
Yes, he does. And Carlos, watch your language about that stuff. He's been through trauma here.
Well, I was thinking as he was describing the story with the balloons, he goes, and then what popped? It's probably not a good word you want to use around balloon people.
No.
You know?
No,
Hey, Steve.
Your video, Ron, was really good. It was, and especially with the shot with you guys driving down the road with that 360 camera
Yep.
view.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I popped the sunroof and stuck it up there, and we were driving down out of the northeast corner of the park. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
pretty
Steve,
cool.
You missed the Ron's description of his Dumb and Dumber moment in the restroom there a while back here.
Yeah.
You'd have to
Oh,
read
yeah,
mine. It was a good one. Hey, by the way, Ron, that's something else I did too. I got the I had to go third party on it, but I got the mount for the bike for the 360
Oh yeah.
because do you have one?
Yes, it's aluminum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've only taken it out of the box and looked at it. I've had a project in mind now for 2 years. I got a bunch of biker friends and they know I do drones, and I said, okay, we're going to get together and do something. So if I can throw a 360 on the back of one of their bikes, as well as fly a drone parallel sideways around to the front, this kind of stuff, that would make an awesome shot right there between the two cameras.
Do you have the mounting bracket that goes on like your crash bars or your handlebars or anything too? Do you have that?
No,
If not, I can recommend a really good one. The one I got is super. You can bend it. It's made out of aluminum. It's not like cheap GoPro mounts. It's made of aluminum, and you can loosen it up and manipulate it in any angle that you want.
This is it's a straight bar with the ability to adjust up and down. You can.
Oh.
There's not much to it, but it mounts to an existing, I guess, one of the existing bars on a bike somehow. I'm not sure how.
Ron, you own a motorcycle? Not Ron. Brian?
No, I don't ride.
I was going to say, so you bought it to put on somebody else's, or you have like a bicycle?
Oh.
I'll get a bicycle. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You can get a 3-wheeled one. You don't have to worry about balancing.
Well, as long as I can get training wheels, I'm good.
Basket.
Yeah, the one. Have you, Brian from PDR Drones had one. It's by I don't know if it was by Small Rig or whatever. I actually got them. The package came, and it clamps onto any size, just about any size bar tubing, and it's got rubber on it, and then you just tighten it up and you put it onto it, and then it's got a little knuckle thing, and it's really small for putting like an action camera or
take a breath
or 360 you could put on it.
Brian, I'm going to look for this. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to find this on Amazon for you.
Yeah, that'd be good.
By the way, Brian, the reservations are in the Hamptons, not Riverhead. That was corrected.
Oh, okay. That's even worse. In the Hamptons? No way.
Hamptons, yeah. I guess east, west,
It's funny with all this stuff with drones, cameras, this, that, and the other. When I first got into it, I got all caught up in the accessories, extended landing gear and all this crap. And now it's like, just give me the drone. Does it work fine? You know what I'm saying? You get caught up in it at first and buy every last accessory because someone else has it.
That's why I didn't mind getting this new drone too, because it's the same as the Mavic Air 2, which I already got. So I've got like 7 batteries right now for to call on, and everything is the same size.
Yeah, it looks like a great drone with a great camera and
Now, the only thing I did see on that video that I made, those ND filters are garbage. The night shot that I did, I saw way too much noise compared to my other ND filters on my other drones. So I'm waiting. Freewell is supposed to be out with theirs the end of this month or early May, and they're like $70.
One thing I wondered about with the design of that, the way they have the 4 sensors in the front and the 2 that are angled up a little bit, if the props might push bugs down into the sensors, just to point it up a little bit.
Brian, I'm going to put this in the private chat.
Brian, you do this for a hobby, not a living, right?
Right. If I did it for a living, I wouldn't be doing these live streams.
I guess.
Hey, Brian, I put it in the
Yeah.
private set there for you.
Got a
Check
page
that
not
out.
found on that with a cute dog on it.
It's by small rig. So this will open up and clamp,
Yeah.
and you adjust it, and then this is
The one I've got has
articulating-
two of those on there, similar.
Yeah, Brian from TDR Drones had him on his electric bike, and he was using them for shooting, for his videos and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's small, and they were fairly inexpensive.
Right.
And
Well,
then it's got the
came with two
quarter
of
inch.
those and like an attachment adjustable bar, so you can raise and lower it.
Can you send me a link to that, Brian?
Yeah, like, as soon as I find it again, because that was third party. They make it more for a GoPro.
Well, as long as it has that quarter 20 thread, you can pretty much put anything on there.
It
Yeah.
threads right onto the bottom of the thing. It's no big deal because on InstaSite they had one for a bike, and I think it's sold out. You can't even get a battery from those people either. What's the deal with that?
But
Yeah.
the cool thing about this is when it's square, you can have one going one angle, and then the threaded hub can be moved too. It moves and articulates back and forth. So it's kind of cool the way all the positions that you could have to put it in. You can put
That's,
it just about anywhere to have a level shot.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of similar to the one I just showed him, Steve. Yeah, Brian, I was going to ask you, can you find a spare battery at all anywhere?
Nope.
That
And
is,
me too, man, because I can run through that battery in an afternoon.
I mean, they do last pretty long, but
They're about 3 hours. I'm getting
yeah.
3, depends on how much I use it.
yeah.
I hope
Do we got to buy Carlos batteries for his smoke alarm?
No, I'm charging my lipos. Hopefully, I'll be flying tomorrow.
It says link not found.
Yeah, no, I got a pretty dog on that one.
Oh, you
That
did?
Yeah, that was not a good link.
Yeah.
Pretty dog.
Yeah.
Huh.
404.
Now, what is it you guys can't find batteries for?
The Insta 360
Okay.
copy.
So the battery is removable.
I want
and
to figure out the voices on this
Yeah.
thing. I need to play with this.
Is that the new transmitter?
Yeah, when y'all told me the other night that you can program voices in there, I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Amber. So
this,
you only have the Tiny Hawk 2, right, Brian? And the bird.
Yeah. I'm starting out. I'm starting out in Carlos mode.
Carlos. mode.
Driving man.
Is that crispy?
Hey,
Hoping the house.
Let's open those.
Looks like you got a haircut or something.
Yeah, he doesn't look as grungy. What's up with that?
Yeah. He
got
cleans
the
up
beard short
every once in a while.
Hey, did you do something to your beard, Chris?
I can't hear Carlos, but I can hear everybody else. I wonder why.
Was there another mishap at the beauty parlor?
No, no, man, it's prime pristine.
He looks different. I don't know, cleaner or cleaner cut, maybe. Not
It
cleaner.
looks different because you don't like me.
Because why?
Bad link again, Ron.
Really? That's weird.
I put a link in the regular chat for mine, the small rig, the one that I was just showing you. You can
Yeah.
take a look at it.
I'm looking at that, Steve, but even that one's not for what because I want to elevate. I want to elevate the Insta over the back end of a bike by like 4 or 5 feet.
They make some stuff that you can be added on by another thing,
Yeah.
but small rig is all designed for
What
like
gets me is
cameras.
the one that you get from Insta, you can stick it out to the side and get like this cool side view of the wheels turning, and Ron just fell over.
Sorry.
Cut him off. Cut him off.
Oh, shit.
Listen, what's his
Oh, I know
name?
what's wrong, Ron.
BMAC, Brian. Can you incorporate PVC onto whatever you want to extend, so you don't have to go buying all this expensive stuff. Can't you clamp onto a piece of PVC?
Too much
I wouldn't
movement
do
with PVC.
no.
Okay.
You know,
If
This
you went
is
and got schedule 80 or 160, thicker wall, that would be amount, but you're limited to how far before it starts flexing.
Carlos, I'm going for this shot, okay? You have to have something metallic. This is Texas. We get some really good thunderstorms. If I can get a lightning hit on that rod on that bike, we're talking Ghost Rider.
I hear you. And a new haircut.
Almost what happened to Ron and Nancy on that trip coming back that they were on. The lightning was striking down on them on the way coming back home. That was close.
That was damn close. We
have
just
that on
talked about that.
You have that on video, Ron?
Yeah.
Not on the YouTube video, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me find that.
Hey, Chris,
Yes, sir.
did you eat or are you going to eat?
So
I've already
sure.
ate, man. I had my little old dab of Mexican food tonight. I'm done.
I'm the translator guy, like they have at speeches. So.
Okay.
Yeah, they're becoming more and more distracting, those translators.
Are there that many people that can hear?
I don't know, man, but they're going to
about half of
town.
it.
I think it'd
They're
be
giving
easier
them
to do
bigger
scroll
windows.
the message. Wouldn't it be easier?
So-
Closed caption?
maybe.
Hey, Chris, Tomas is saying hello to you. I know you can't read it.
No, I can't. You know what? I've got Brian's stream on, and I don't see nobody but Chris. I don't see nobody else. Just me.
I like that time when Obama was at
Cheap version.
in South Africa, and that sign language guy was next to him, and he was doing nothing.
He was
Making all kinds of hand motions, and it was
Yeah, they said he wasn't doing anything. He was just up there just
right,
Oh, I would have fun
which
with
is about what Obama says anyway.
that. You know what I was thinking? It just reminded me when Ron was sharing that story with the Asian people that stopped by the road. I'd probably do that just to get people to stop by the road.
there we go.
When we were kids, we used to go on one side of the street, each one of us, and we would pretend we were pulling on a rope, and cars would stop. Just
Sick, man. You just
I
sick.
could see myself doing that at side of the road. Ron, when you say those Asian people were looking for one person stops and everybody else stops. Monkey see, monkey do. I would do that just to mess with people. Right?
Now we hear Chris clear. We can hear his turn signal even.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what that was? I'm saying, who's got the metronome on?
Lawrence,
I
well,
thought we were going to hear piano music.
uh-oh.
Who did we
There we
lose?
go.
Lost Ron.
Ron.
Lost Ron. Well, he fell over once.
It's readjusting.
Well, I'm gonna head out of here, guys. I just wanted to stop.
Oh, yeah, I
and
got to
say
wrap this
hello.
up here in a few minutes anyway. It's almost 6 here.
Yeah,
Wah, wah, wah.
I just wanted to get on your bathroom story there. That was pretty good.
I got to catch up with Ron on that one. I didn't hear it.
It was intense. He said he almost got arrested.
Sometimes
Right.
you trip in the bathroom.
You don't want to get arrested in the bathroom. That in itself just doesn't sound good. But
And on an Indian reservation, too.
right.
They beam at
Anyway, I'm gonna head out, man. Brian,
All right,
thanks for
Mike.
the link.
Hey, man, it's good seeing you again.
Carlos, good to see you.
always,
Steve,
always a pleasure.
Chris, and Ron out there, and everyone in the chat. I'll catch you guys later.
Take care, Mike.
Okay.
See you,
All right,
Mike.
bye.
Nobody's driving Chris Hope's truck.
And it's going down the road. Look at
Brian,
those line posts going by.
Brian, do you have Beta Flight on your computer?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Like I said, it works like a charm. The funny thing about it is I'm more comfortable working with Betaflight than I am with anything else.
Oh,
Because
what
I
do you mean? What
understand
works like a charm?
Betaflight.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just want to be as good as Chris Hope someday.
Yeah. Hey, Brian,
Get
can I,
Get ready to spend a lot of money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, can I tell Chris and Steve the tampon joke again?
Sure. That was,
Chris and Steve, there's 3 tampons walking down the street. They come up by you. Which one of them says hello to you first?
Oh God.
There's two what now,
There-
Ryan?
There's 3.
3 tampons.
Okay.
They're walking down the street and they come up by you. Which one says hello to you first?
The closest one to you.
No, none of them do because they're all stuck up bitches.
I'm sorry. Hang on, man. This lady heard this. She's mad now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't run on me. Man, what's wrong with you? You need to tell me this stuff before you do it. God, man, I'm sorry. I gotta let y'all go. She's gonna call cops. Thanks, Ron.
oh man, I hope that ain't nothing bad going on there.
Man, that's pitiful, Ron. That's just pitiful.
What are you at a drive-through? You better check your food before.
Yeah, really.
I've got young women here. I've got old women here, and they heard that. They heard that, Ron.
Chris, this is Open Mic Friday. Anything can be said here, just about.
One thing about it, we don't have to hear it again on Matt's show tonight because he already blew it.
This is one of the better ones I've heard in a while.
Yeah, quick.
Oh, I've got one that'll top it, but I can't repeat it on air.
You know the joke of the this kid eating ice cream, popcorn, drinking a soda. Old man looks at him, walks up to him, he goes, "You know, you're eating a lot of junk food. Do you think that's good for you?" Kid looks up at the old man. He goes, "You know, my grandfather lived to 100 years old." He goes, "Eating that stuff?" He goes, "No, minding his own business."
That's good.
Oh, I'm so glad this is recorded.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
That sounds like a New York joke, right?
It
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
How does a New Yorker give CPR run?
I don't
Get
know.
up or you're gonna die.
That's probably true.
People can be dead on the street. It take a while before they walk over you. They don't know if you're sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to city life. Yeah.
That's what it is. So you start smelling or something, or you've just been there for hours and you haven't moved. And they go, maybe there's something wrong.
Yeah. Well, here we do it a little different. We gut you out and drag you out of the woods.
I don't know. Maybe we should call a cop because I don't really want to touch them.
I wouldn't wanna.
What's gas down there in Houston, Brian?
What?
How much is gas in Houston?
Paying $2.32.
Oh, you suck.
Oh, you
You're a prick.
You are a prick.
He gets the senior citizen discount.
$3.89 for regular here.
Wow. That's even high for New York. $3.89.
Steve, if it makes you feel any better, once a month I do put in high test, and that's all the way up to $2.99.
Lean
still-
forward. Lean forward so I can smack you.
Yeah, you're still a prick.
I just paid $2.62.
I pay $2.65. $3 for super.
My heart bleeds for you guys.
That's $50 for half a tank.
Tuh,
If that helps.
You're all pricks. They just took the Carlos prick status.
Why? What are you up to, Ron?
We're $2.89 for regular.
That's not terrible. Thanks to Biden, Uncle Biden.
Yeah, Uncle Joe.
If it'll stay here, I'm fine with that. It keeps oil prices out and keeps a lot of people employed.
Here,
Here,
not where Ron or Carlos or Steve is.
sucks.
No.
Well, I've told them to move to Texas. Just don't bring their shitty ass ways with them.
Or our sucky jokes, huh?
Yeah, and what the price I'm telling you is that
Like you, Ron.
is a Costco price. If you go to a regular gas station like the big boys Chevron Shell, it's at $4.09 right now for regular.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
That's at least 25% taxes, if not more.
That would be Brian is
No,
going to be running through his backyard.
we're 80 some cent a gallon taxes.
Well, Steve,
I'm
maybe if
surprised it's not more, actually.
Whoa.
maybe
That
if
sounds about right. Yeah, 80 cents. Yeah.
Steve, maybe if you get that new governor, things will change. You know, her Caitlin Jennings is running for governor.
Oh, Caitlyn Jenner, that I about threw up again the other day.
You guys got to stop
It's a
referring to her as
Republican.
she's not a woman. She'll never be a woman.
She's not a woman. She's not a man. She's a Republican.
And she likes men. Go figure.
Oh.
No. She still likes women.
Yeah, she does like women. Chris Hope is in between towers again. There he goes. And he's speaking cellular.
We'll hold that thought.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? No, we can't, Chris.
Should we
Nope.
screenshot that, Brian?
Oh, I have
got
a few of those.
I got it.
I have some of those that are funny looking. Let me find those.
Did you see?
All right, now I'm fixing to go to. Hey, Ron, I'm gonna give you a fair warning. I'm going to McDonald's and get a cup of coffee. So just be proper for about 5 minutes, maybe 20. I'm not sure.
Hey, Chris, you hear the story about the blind gynecologist?
No,
He could read lips.
that's a lucky man.
And talented too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 20-minute. You got a little time, Ron.
Okay.
Okay. Hold that thought.
Mike Roach was saying he actually met
A blind gynecologist.
back when he was a Bruce.
Oh, me, man. Y'all leave old Mike alone. He ain't here to defend himself.
He just was.
Yeah, but he left. Now you gonna talk about it.
No, I'm not talking about him. He, was
All
just saying
good.
he met Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
So,
yeah.
so did I back in the days when he used to compete. He was right here in Los Angeles all the time.
Bruce was the man
He
Bruce
is a big
was.
the
guy.
man.
back in
that what he
'66.
That's so
Well, guys,
sad.
I got to wrap this up. I'm so glad we didn't get to talk about drones this time.
If you want, I'll help you set up Betaflight, your drone off camera, off live stream.
Actually, Carlos, I've actually been able to do that. You know, I've gotten it as far.
Did you
The
bind
top
it?
of the last one, it would not arm.
Did
Period.
you bind it?
Yes, it bound. Like I was telling Mitch, it bound to this. If you can see it. So I didn't have. So I'm going to try to bind it to this thing probably tomorrow. If I have issues, I will definitely message you.
Okay. If I don't answer you right away, it's because I'm out flying myself.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'm weather here tomorrow. In fact, the weather here tomorrow is actually supposed to be nice, so I'm going to try to get some Air 2S time out there.
yeah. Carlos, text or give me a call about that text message. We'll talk further.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Especially
By the way,
while the season.
Chris, that picture you took about a week ago, the sunrise shot with the boat in it, man, that was just, that was art. And I don't mean
Brian.
Carlson.
Every blind hollow fire.
If you could just hold that for another minute. You froze, Chris. That's all.
He didn't know he was doing it on purpose.
Oh, you're killing me.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm going to go get some dinner, and hopefully I'll get on with Matt later.
All right, man.
Oh, that's
Everybody
right,
in the
Matt.
chat is great having y'all here. Bob Casey, Mike Rose, Drone Reviews Media. SC Aerials, you don't count because you're here.
Oh, how rude.
Bud Bieber, if you're still out there. I'm surprised Bud didn't come in today. Bummer. Thomas Aerials. Hot Rod in Daytona was still hanging for a little bit. He's been here since the beginning. Anyway, guys, I do appreciate y'all coming in.
It was all fun.
No,
Much fun.
I don't know who enjoys this more, me or y'all.
Y'all,
Y'all.
I have fun.
Ron, I want to hear that other part of the story that didn't get heard.
Man.
All I can say is the song "Put Your Head on My Shoulder," something like that comes to mind.
Oh, anyway, y'all take it easy.
All right, man.